Megapod. Well, we finally did it, everyone. We are here. Let us start with introducing ourselves. My name is Eddie from News Across the Galaxy. Along with me is Bryant, Spenny, Chewy. Who else we got in here?
Everybody.
Say your name, stupid. Not everybody. What the fuck?
What's up? This is LA is our house. This is David. What's going on, guys? Lewis and Bobby could not make it, so they took their dead weeks for the night.
What up? This is George, straight from the stands. Jay Undefeated 7. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter.
And the other one, the one that always makes him mad.
I make you mad.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I don't know how how are we a thing?
Like, how do we all get along?
Yeah, like, how are we a
all
thing?
friends?
What do you mean?
So you and I, how are we a thing? I don't get that. So it is.
Do we need to ship these guys?
It's the tips, yeah. The French tips. The French tips, huh?
French tips.
Am I next?
Yep.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing?
Oh,
I'm Chris. I'm on the Riot Squadcast, right? Does that work? Do you need more? Like, I don't know.
I mean, people know who you are.
I'm a degenerate, yeah.
I'm just happy to see Producer Ben.
Producer Ben's here. Hello, sir.
Producer Ben.
Producer Ben.
Large News!
Yeah, there you go.
I'm Ben. I'm from the Squadcast. It's nice to be here, guys. It's nice to have you guys.
Oh, see that? That's nice. I have energy now. Let's do this.
We just shitted on
I'm ready
everybody.
now. Hell yeah. Ready.
Experienced.
All right. Hey, everybody. It's Michelle from Simply Soccer. You also know me as the writer for MLS Female to cover LA Galaxy. And, we out here finally made it with the boys.
Here we are. Hey.
Listen, how I identify.
See, ladies,
Oh my God,
you can get guys to listen to you.
So,
Or at
listen,
least I can.
I have a question.
Not yet.
No, I'm going to ask from the back.
Got one more. We still got one more.
No, you already introduced himself.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, most of the podcasts I hear, Corner of the Galaxy couldn't make it because they're moving. First to Five is on vacation, right, Brian?
Yeah, he's in Cabo.
Okay, cool.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
Yes. So most of us are here.
Must be nice
Go
to
ahead
have
with your
passport.
go ahead with your question, Angel. Well, actually, no. Before your
Fuck off.
question,
What are you doing?
No.
Hey,
let's loosen up a bit.
Oh,
save.
my God. That was it. Cheers.
Hello.
Cheers. Salud.
What's the cheers for? Victory or to get us together?
Megapod.
That's nice.
You're back? Oh, go.
I can shoot the whiskey.
Yeah.
You do you.
She's from
All right,
Sundown.
since
Yes, I
I'm
am.
over here by myself, I'm gonna go ahead and.
What are you drinking, Eddie?
Represent the
there you
818. I'm out here.
That sounded good. Angel, go ahead, man. Get it out. Get it off your chest.
What was I even going to ask? I forgot already.
There, leave it alone.
You had a soulful question.
I don't remember.
Yeah, something from your
That
heart.
shot just made him just
Are we
go
starting
back in
with-
time.
I think I just,
With the
yeah.
board?
Just erased everything.
I just erased everything.
Wait,
Everything.
Dave, you already opened your can?
Yeah, dude. It
All
sounded
right.
good.
In honor
Our
of balls and
headphones
beers.
can be a little bit weird, but on the stream is good.
Okay, cool.
Show, do your thing,
So
Eddie.
fuck it. While Angel remembers, one fun thing about this rivalry is the banter. Well, at least our banter, because they suck at it. But anything?
What are you talking about?
Huh?
Wait.
Oh, rivalry. This
Okay.
fabricated, fucking ESPN Disney rivalry. That
Sony and Disney
nah,
for Spider-Man.
nah.
No? All right, never mind. I'm
no.
going
That
off
one-
topic.
that-
Jesus
that one-
Christ, I shouldn't have
That's a better rivalry.
Okay, cool.
But
Just checking out the
yeah.
live chat.
Anything caught you guys' eyes online? Anything worth mentioning?
To be
I have
honest,
not
I've been
been
staying out
on the
of it.
socials. Like, just in general.
Yeah.
I've obviously been from the ACB side because we're posting all that information. But other than that, I've stayed away from the socials this whole week. Like, I have not been, other than what we're doing for shit from the stands or getting ACB, I have not paid attention to shit.
Same.
And
I doubt. I do not want to go down a rabbit hole.
I've basically existed on Twitter for the last
there it is.
4 days.
This is what
All right,
I'm
let's hear
here.
from you then.
Yeah, let's hear
I spent
it.
the last like 3 or 4 days constantly fighting people on Twitter. It's a wonderful place right now.
Oh yeah, your Twitter has.
There's-
but I feel good.
I feel like, hold on, but I feel like Zero Twitter and Galaxy Twitter. There's a lot of intersection there, but I feel like
would hope so.
Zero Twitter also has a separate little space in the universe because people tend to fuck with you, dude.
Oh,
People
yeah.
I'll try to fuck with you. I
They
should
do their
say.
best,
Not-
yeah.
They
Well,
don't
it's-
actually
when-
try.
when
anyone
down
gets
real
you.
quick.
When
But
it-
for the most part, I haven't seen a ton of like banter going back and forth. I think everybody on that side is really nervous. I heard some ridiculous things on one of their podcasts this week. And we can get into that a little later. But for the most part, the only thing I've seen is the billboards that the Galaxy put up of Zlatan getting vandalized.
I mean, I agree with you. There's like a weird subsection of people that follow me, and even from like other MLS teams.
Over 1,000 people follow.
Yeah. You know what? Numbers are.
Say the numbers. No, say the numbers.
I have no idea. I know my wife has more Twitter followers than I, which is all that actually matters.
Respect.
Respect the game. Respect
I followed
the
her
game.
from two of my personal accounts to make sure that number, your wife's number, stays.
That is a grade A dick move. I appreciate that. Nice. No, but
I haven't seen anything, but honestly, what can they say? What are they going to say?
I think that's it. That's the reasoning.
It's like, what can you say? You were the laughing stock of the league in this last time we played.
Mm-hmm.
You know, instead of trying to make a commotion with your gimmick, it completely
It fell
They
flat.
hide. They do a lot of like, oh look, mom, look what they're doing. Oh look, everyone, they're so mean to us. It's so bullshit.
They're very
But what-
ESPN
But
oriented.
we'll get to how that shit turns.
What
Like,
can they say? I mean,
yeah, the
they're
lights
in
turn
first
off
place,
and
cool. They're in first place, cool. I'm happy when they be in first place. In league history, that doesn't favor the person that wins the title.
ever. Oh well, not ever, but
Out of 23 championships, only 5 organizations have done it.
name
The
it.
Galaxy have done
Yeah,
it.
exactly. There you go.
Well, more important, if I may, more importantly than doing it twice, we have the only 2 that actually matter. There's been 2 seasons in the history of MLS with a balanced schedule: the 2010 MLS season and the 2011 MLS
We
season.
can't talk about that because they won't understand.
But we're the only supporter shields holder of a balanced schedule.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, so they can't. Well,
They are.
they know.
Selective
remember.
They
memories.
know.
Yeah.
They know. They know.
Dude, well, it's pretty funny the whole billboard thing, because that piece of shit marketing director, whatever, fucking Rich, the guy that pretty much bought us jerseys so we wouldn't talk about the cooler anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
By the
he-
way, how's your cooler?
What about it?
How's your cooler?
Oh, it's
Did you buy a
doing
new one?
fine. It's keeping
Are you
it
taking
cool.
Wait, what about that pussy? What did he do?
Oh, he
I don't know the story.
Oh, so
Oh, so
backstory
you know
about what
the
happened.
story?
All right, you guys know this,
No,
the cooler
I know-
story, right? About what happened.
Well, yeah, of course.
So boom, story time.
Everybody
okay.
knows a cooler
Story
story,
time.
but what happened after?
So what they mean, like what happens after is that guy contacted us because they took our info when that shit happened. So he contacted me. And he was like, "Oh, we're sorry for what happened. These guys are really cool. We want to invite you to a game and come meet them." I was like, "Fuck no!"
What the
of course
fuck?
not. Yeah, what? Yeah, I was like, "Nah." And then, yeah. So one of my boys that was with me, his wife saw the whole thing and she freaked out. So she like got everybody's pictures and everyone on TV.
Nice.
How they had their stupid Twitter
Yeah.
handles and shit. So we printed them out. My boy sent the email like, "Hey, look. These are the people, fucking take action, right? These guys stole our scarves. This guy obviously broke the cooler. This guy, the one that threatened us." And the guy got back to us like, "Oh, we can't do that because it comes, he said, she said. He said, she said. So don't worry about it, though. We gave the guy that broke your cooler the max ban." And I was like, "Fuck, that's fucking whack. Oh, I guess he can't go to the games for a year. Then what?" He's like, "Oh, no. The max ban is only 6 games."
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Angel, is that true?
Angel could tell you that's not true.
It's not true. I can tell you it's not true. Did somebody say? Did he say something? Because I can't hear him.
Yeah,
Yeah, he basically said talk about bands.
Oh, hold on. Which one? Which one of the 3?
Well, this dude, he kept like insisting, like, "Oh, is there anything we can do?" We didn't even say anything about our jerseys, and like, "Oh, can we replace your jerseys?" We're like, fuck it, then we'll just take them. We took 5 jerseys, and it was like 3 of us. So fucking
Ain't
asshole.
bad.
Yeah. At least he gave you something back.
So anyways, fast forward to yesterday. He posted the billboards, and he's like, "Tale of 2 cultures," and he like circled where it says, "Together we fight," or
Together we win, or something like that.
And then so I commented under, and I put, "Yeah, tale of 2 cultures," and I put together we attack, and I put the video of the cooler.
You know what? I don't want to say much, but my buddy I used to work with a couple of years ago knows this guy, Rich. Introduced me to him a couple of times because he was doing a nonprofit. He bashed the MLS so much before even becoming.
Really? He seems like the type.
Like he was like, "Oh, European soccer's where it's at." That's why I did the little tour. I can't take this guy seriously. He's a piece of shit.
This is LAFC Rich on Twitter.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy bought you 5 jerseys.
Yeah, well, LFC bought us 5 Galaxy jerseys.
Word. I'm gonna go fuck. I'm gonna go fuck with this dude on Twitter right now.
Yeah. All right. Hell yeah.
See, this is why you gotta live on Twitter, man. There's
Listen,
always some new shit.
I'm about that life, but you guys know how I am, right? I have an attitude problem, and I fall into stuff. And if I get on Twitter right now, I'm gonna listen. I'm
already gone.
I'm still dead. I'm still dead from yesterday. Look at my eyes.
Follow Chris Tucker. Zero cool.
Yeah, Zero Cool 138.
All right,
If you
have
want somebody
a
to
good
bother
time.
you with
All right,
fucking
1,000.
main nonsense.
All right, 1,000
Eddie.
followers. But basically, you were bringing up
You were saying
the billboard stuff.
Cultures
On the one more time.
and the one thing that they complain about is like, oh, look at how the Galaxy is only about Zlatan. But if you go back to the LAFC social media, all you see is Vela, Captain Vela. It's like, dude, they do the same thing. Like, I don't know what this golf and cultures is.
It's just, you know what it is? It's like, I don't know. It's a way to hook people. It's the Make America Great Again. All over again.
I get it. It's a hook. It's creating your own narrative and just pushing that out so that's the only thing people see. But I mean, it's not true. It doesn't even take much to dig into it. Like you just can't see it. Like I listened to a guy from LAFC say that the Galaxy, I mean the LAFC already owns the Rivalry because they already have the market share. They have the location. They have the spirit of the city. They have City Hall. They have investment in the community. They have international recognition. That one made me laugh a lot.
Who gives a what the fuck does that mean?
No,
They have-
I heard the same thing.
Get this
They were
one. This is
talking
my
about
favorite
how
one.
this is the only thing that we're
Influencing the
holding on
progress
to.
of the league. That's where LAFC wins. The only thing they don't have is the only thing that matters in the rivalry.
Yeah.
The win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
To
only
back
thing
him
they
up,
don't fucking have.
I-
And it's amazing that like that dude. I stopped there laughing. I'm like, this man is delusional. There's no way that.
No,
they
it
think
is.
the
It
LAFC
legit is like
has
they-
more influence over the league than the Galaxy has had influence over the league for the last 20-something years.
Yeah. No, I was just saying that it just sounds exactly like everybody drank the same Kool-Aid. You know, like they really are like
Even the
brainwashed.
players have gotten to that point.
Yeah.
The players are regurgitating the marketing speak that the LAFC is putting out there.
And it's simply because they have nothing else to hold on to. They have to put that out there. If they don't put that out there, you know, they're admitting to themselves that they're the Mets in this town.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? They're saying reverse psychology, saying that this is the only thing that we have to hold on to. This is the last of we're dying breed. It's so stupid.
Psychologically speaking, that's exactly what they're doing. They're projecting themselves. They're putting out there what they want to be and what they, you know, it's all a narrative. They're just telling a story. None of it has to be true. As long if you say it enough times. I mean, come on, look at politics. You say it enough times, people believe it.
Exactly. But the next step for us though is to actually win too. So besides this game, we have to make it further in the playoffs. There's no more excuses already. We got the coach that we're backing.
Agree.
We got a team that, you know, at times shows us the potential of what they can be. So at the end, it won't matter too if we just beat them and we don't do anything. We're not used to that. I agree.
Completely agree.
It'll matter a little bit. It will.
It will a little bit, but at the end, if that's all we're gonna have, then we're failing too as an organization.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Sam.
I agree with that, but I would say that we're failing on a. It's weird. It's like we're failing on a different path. So if we say we don't go further than them in the playoffs or we don't even get out of the first round, sure, that has nothing to do with them. Like for where they centered themselves as an organization, or seemingly specifically around what we do.
Yeah.
If we beat them in the individual matches we have against them, it's soul crushing. It's got to be demoralizing, and it's to the point that I think it's part of the reason you're not hearing anything from their people, because they ran their mouths for 6 years waiting for one match, and in the most embarrassing fashion possible. 22 minutes. 22 minutes, and someone that they were like a 36-year-old over the hill, busted knees.
They made a video saying he came to retire. It's a retirement league. He's done. He's washed right before the game.
And he gave him a show. Like he did the thing.
Yeah.
He did what he says he's going to do. You're right. But he did the thing he says he was going to do. But there is a second narrative of our own failings, our own individual failings as an organization, as a group over the last 5 years, give or take. Coming up on 5 years anyway, where we've underachieved and we haven't gotten as far as we needed to and kind of done the things we needed to, but that's still separate from the individual rivalry match that we need to continue to kind of do business on. And I think we're on the path, but I think we're still far from where we need to be. And I think we're on the path, but I think we're still far from where we need to be. And I think we're on the path, but I think we're still far from where we need to be. And I think we're on the path, but I think we're still far from where we need to be. And I think we're on the path, but I think we're still far from where we need to be. And I think we're on the path, but I think we're still far from where we need to be. And I think we're on the path, but I think we're still far from where we need to be. And I think we're on the path, but I think we're still far from where we need to be. And I think we're on the path, but I think we're still far from where we need to be. And I think we're on the path, but I think we're still far from where we need to be. And I think we're on the path, but I think we're still far from where we need to be. And I think we're on the path, but I think we're still far from where we need to be. And I think we're on the path, but I think we're still far from where we need to be. And I think we're on the path, but I think we're sti to succeeding in the second narrative. We're on the path to, getting back to the playoffs and doing well in the playoffs, going deep, where it's kind of depending on who you get and who you specifically play against and how you play and how your tactics kind of work against them versus this individual match where everyone needs to be on their shit. Everyone needs to be on their guard.
Do you think? Is it fair to say with the win tomorrow, it's dead? There is absolutely no rivalry whatsoever.
It doesn't.
No, they're always
No.
going to hold on to that.
No.
To us,
I'm saying another Galaxy win. For me tomorrow, it's Judgment Day. If tomorrow Galaxy wins again,
It's over.
When
what
Galaxy
rivalry
wins
is there? We
When?
beat you in Carson. You want to call it Carson? Now we beat you in a.
Yeah.
All right, we gave you your first loss in history, and yet you have earned what 2 points on this?
Well,
What kind of rivalry is that? 2 years.
You're what, 14 points above us,
2 years, yeah.
and you're getting stomped at home. If that's knock on wood, if that's the way it goes.
Last year you lost to a team
It's
that
happening.
played 7. If you want to be honest about it, if you want to mention how we didn't make playoffs, okay, you lost to a team. You couldn't beat a team 3 times. Out of 1, you couldn't beat them out of 3 games. You couldn't beat them once, and we played 7. This year, same thing. You're the best team in league history, and you still can't do it.
Well, to the playoffs point, like look at LAFC's season last year. They lasted in Major League Soccer 96 minutes longer than we did.
yeah, it's accurate.
So you finish in first in the Supporter Shield race. So you finish in second. It's irrelevant if you end up lasting 96 minutes longer
Congratulations.
than the big team that supposedly had a horrible season that collapsed.
Red Bull's a supporter.
Yeah.
What?
But for this year, like they're leading in the Supporter Shield. I might have misspoken, but you're leading in the Supporter Shield this year, and last year you were so much drastically better, and we didn't make the playoffs, and you lasted south of 100 minutes and did nothing, and then embarrassed yourself as an organization, as a fan base. Use your one playoff opportunity as an embarrassment and an opportunity to show everyone, hey, this is why you should never bring your family to our game. This is why you shouldn't bring your kids. This is why you shouldn't bring your missus. Unless you're looking to go to jail or you're looking for a fight, we're not the place for you. That's where you can go down the road, and it's going to be a better experience for you. Because when we lose, your kids might get beer thrown at them. You know what I mean? You might get caught up in a fight walking back to your car. That's their one playoff experience. So, I mean, I don't sweat this individual game. I don't sweat the overall narrative. I don't sweat the overall battle between the two. In my eyes, they could be top of MLS by 60 points. They're nowhere near. Nowhere near the Galaxy.
It's a little bit more important in other aspects as far as points, because we need the points. We need the points regardless.
Yeah.
So for me, this is a must-win, whether it was them, whether it was Seattle again, whether it was whatever team you want to play, Atlanta, whatever team you want to mention. It's a must-win for us. If we can't get 13, 14 points out of these last 8 games, we don't deserve to go to the playoffs, period. So it doesn't matter where we're going to go.
I don't know about
who we're
deserve, but I agree that these
No.
points are.
If you can't get 14 points in the next 8 games, 13 points in 8 games, why should we even go to the playoffs? We're playing the teams that we would get in the playoffs anyway. 5, 6, and 7. If we can't beat them in the season now or dominate,
But it's
why
all
should
about
we
the
even-
playoffs, though. It's all about the playoffs.
Playoffs?
This is the type of team. Last year when we said it, we made it to the playoffs with Houston. We beat Houston. There's no chance that I personally thought there was no chance that everyone was going to beat us. Once this team, and sure, like I'm speaking from hypothetically speaking, because I think that once we get into the playoffs, we'll turn it up, hopefully. But I think it's all about getting in. If we lose and we make it in the 8th spot or whatever spot's still relevant to be into the playoffs, I still think that we might go to MLS Cup.
I really think that the Galaxy are playoff ready, though. I know that how it looks. We've got like the shadow of like 2 terrible seasons, and like anything is better compared to that, right? But the reason I feel that we are is like the way that we did play against Seattle, and if not for like a freak own goal, we would have won that game. So to me, that's what that says. And as far as the rivalry goes, I'm really not worried about LAFC. We're already in their heads. They already feel like they have something to prove. I love when Zlatan, in the interview yesterday, said he doesn't play the game psychologically, to get into the head of the team. He plays with his feet. And so that's what I feel is like, they're going to show up. They're going to show up. They've been showing up, I feel, better since Pavon joined. And, Jonathan's back on his fire because he went through like a slump for a second. But that game against Seattle, he did some crazy slides and late in the game. Leggett, we were worried about him too. And then he's been stepping it up. He got the assist to get Zlatan that header. So I really feel like everybody's finally starting to gel and getting it together. I think that we're better off now.
You want to say something? I
know, it's just nah.
You want to say Chris? So I don't know if you guys can catch it, but he's listening.
I know.
And
I appreciate that.
Something's just there. Like I need to speak.
Listen, look. When I said that I felt that we were playoff ready, I knew that people were going to have opinions, you know what? That's what we're here for.
I think that. Listen, I have my opinion too, but He's been holding it forever.
Yeah.
Well,
Let me
Let's
hear
go.
it, Chris.
Let's go.
Number one, Ben will tell you that's the most restraint I've ever been
Yeah.
when I wanted to talk.
Absolutely, I noticed that.
And we can hold him back for you.
And number two, like my sisters and brothers, I tell you, don't worry about the playoffs. That's not a conversation anymore.
Playoffs?
No. The playoffs, the Galaxy making the playoffs for the 2019 season is done. It's over.
Yeah,
We're already in.
teams are set.
We're already in. It's
I think
over.
the teams are set.
Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. Call your ticket rep and get your pay as we play
Pay as
plan
we
or whatever
play.
the fuck it's called. The Galaxy are in the playoffs for 2019. That's not a question anymore.
Get me back in though.
But the moment we sign Christian Pavone, if the Galaxy don't make the playoffs, every person above Schelotto is getting fired.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Like it's a wrap. It's a completed conversation. The Galaxy make the playoffs, or we have to fundamentally shift who we are as a people, as a group, as an organization. The Galaxy are in the playoffs. Don't worry about that. The conversation is, where do we land versus an away game? Now that it's a single game elimination, it's not home away.
Right.
Versus do we get an away game? Do we get a bye game? Who are we going to play? You know?
Do you think that's relevant right now with this Galaxy squad? Because I don't know if you guys caught it.
not
but-
at all. Oh,
Right. Well, yeah, because we talked about this in one of our
I'm about to fight
podcasts.
you. My bad.
Yeah,
That's for you.
Yeah, we in one of our podcasts, and we addressed that. Like, does it really matter where we end up in playoffs?
It does.
To
Why?
me, I don't think it is.
I
With
don't,
this squad.
I don't think it does. I don't think it does. I don't
It's
think that our home form is so much better than our road form that it really matters. Like, if as long as we get into the playoffs, it doesn't matter at that point, because I don't think our
Here's
home
the stat.
form is going to be that much of a factor when it comes to playoffs and hosting games.
When we scored first in the season, we're like 11, 0 and 1,
Yeah.
and it's like 9 of those games have been at home.
It's all away. Well, that's
You know what I'm
what,
saying? It's crucial. It's a one and done.
but that's
No.
Right, but because it's a one and done, to me, it doesn't. Oh shit! I'm sorry. It doesn't really matter. To me, it doesn't matter. With at least with this Galaxy squad, they at home, away, there is no consistency in anything that they do right now.
But would you?
I've ever agree with A.
So it does to me, and that's how I feel about it. People are like, well, what you said, just get a playoffs, and I don't give a shit where they.
Well,
end up.
I think we're in the playoffs. I
Yeah.
think the thing that's important is where we end up finishing because we're already in. I feel drastically more comfortable about a home playoff match against RSL than an away playoff match against Seattle. You know what I mean? Like,
if you end up in a certain position where you're away, you're going to be away the entire playoffs. You don't want that at all.
No, I agree with that, but I feel if we're away, it doesn't matter. Like you said, if we're in a position where we have to go away, we do have to play all of our matches away. It gets a little harder.
I want to be away at the end, if anything.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Plus, away days is where it's at. Love away days.
Because it's going to be a must.
For those watching,
promo code
who have a
Squadcast
stroke,
away days. You
we
get
just got
15%
crazy.
off
Oh,
that
no,
bad boy
it's
coverage.
an away days
great.
podcast.
Yeah.
This is
But yeah, I agree. I think the playoff picture is set. We still need those 13, 14 points.
Absolutely.
Last season, we went, 3-3-2 at the end to not make playoffs. So it can still not happen.
We need to do.
At this point in the league last year, we were only 4 points ahead. We were 4 points behind.
We need everything in our power to get second. Like, let's be realistic. We're not going to hit first.
And I think Seattle, the
We're
Seattle,
not. No,
Seattle
yeah,
result
agreed.
was in our favor because Portland had one game in hand. They lost, so now they stay in 7.
That was
They're
today, right?
battling Seattle for second.
That was today?
That was
It was
yesterday.
yesterday.
Yesterday was last
Oh,
night.
shit,
It was
shit,
all
it's
green
Saturday.
on
There's games
green.
going on, huh?
Yesterday it was
Yeah.
2-1
green on green.
MLS. Forgot.
But now I think Seattle's in second, Minnesota in third, but we're one game behind, which is going to be made up tomorrow. So as long as we don't lose tomorrow, we should be in.
Oh, we're not
tied
gonna
for
lose.
third.
We're gonna win
Seattle.
2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not losing. We're not losing.
I think
Yeah,
top
we're-
3 is
2-1.
the goal.
2-0.
2-1.
Clean
Yeah,
sheet.
top three.
All right.
Top 3.
All right. You
Clean
say
sheet.
that. We'll take 2 shots together.
Shelvick on a
You
corner.
heard it here first, y'all.
now everyone wants to be quiet.
David Bingham on goal.
I can
Yeah,
keep
maybe
talking. You need me to keep going? Give me a
Hey, go
subject.
for
I got
it,
you.
yeah.
Well, you guys hit on a couple things that we were trying to get to. That's how great it was. We're going to talk about if this is actually becoming a legit rivalry. I mean, I guess Spenny brought it up that.
Are you
So
all
So I think we
agreeing that it's
covered
no?
that.
Yeah.
I
Are we
feel
all in
like
disagree
agreement?
with you.
Are we all in agreement that this is not a rivalry
No.
anymore?
no,
Not.
no.
And tomorrow it'll
No.
be.
We are not in
it'll be just
agreement.
a cleanup.
No,
Okay.
we are not in an agreement that it's not a rivalry.
You still think it is?
Of course it is.
Yeah,
Why?
Of course it is. What do you
Well,
Why? Because all of our various shows are sitting in a room talking about the team we're playing tomorrow. Of course it's a rivalry.
Touche.
Touche.
Shot.
Touche.
Hey, go. I'll take one.
Dave, you were gonna say something?
Just beat whoever was gonna come up next tomorrow.
But that's
Hey,
cool.
Tucker.
But where were we all sitting in the same room when we played DC United?
Hey.
Where were we all sitting in the
That's
same room when we
fair.
played San
I
Jose?
can see that.
Well, also, my pod is new.
Sausage.
I got here in March.
But that's I mean, yeah.
Hey, but to be fair,
I was
wanna
on
do those
Ellie's
shows.
House
You know, I
prior to
want to do
this.
those shows when we play against San Jose. I want to do those shows when we play against DC. But like most everybody else, everybody has fallen into the LAFC rivalry, not so much because of the teams. I think more because of the other stuff that surrounds it. I think it's more of a turf,
Hey, but we've
kind of
done this-
mentality.
we did this
That's what
in-
it's
in
been.
soccer.
Yeah. But why fight it? Like if the energy of the fan base, which is what we should be as our own individual shows, what we should be trying to tap into and to understand is the energy of the 27,000 in a stadium or
You know where my
however many
beef
galaxies.
is for all this, and I'm with you.
Hmm?
I
Yeah.
think it's a rivalry, 100%. It is because it's
Why? Because you get fed into the hate.
It's not.
Well, it's not just that. Like, listen, we work with people.
Because they
like,
can't-
it's-
well, you're right,
we
because they
work with
can't
people.
banter.
Your local guy at the market, probably an LAFC fan or a Galaxy fan. Like everything, it's part of the city now. And look, you guys know me. Like when it comes to rivalries, there's to me one rival, right? And everyone knows how I feel about the shit.
Yeah, I know.
San Jose as fuck, right?
Hence your current bands.
Yeah, hence my current band. Yes.
Situation.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's
Thank
what,
you.
what,
Angel, Fat
you got.
Angel.
You got six.
Thank you, Fat Angel.
You got six.
Oh my god, full angel.
No, but I bring that up because look,
said full angel.
to me, San Jose is my only rival. But I understand everything around the LAFC thing. But to me, for a rivalry to become something, there has to be history. There has to be things to be think. To me, this is just look. It's a rivalry because we deal with these people every fucking day.
Could you argue that you're currently in the middle of history being written?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Again, like my coworkers, never a soccer fan, like never, and all of a sudden he's an LAFC fan. But I have to deal with this shit
But
every
is that
fucking
a
day.
fan? Is that a fan though? Is that a fan?
It doesn't matter though.
But for me,
He doesn't have to.
In that scenario, it's not for me because I don't care if you wear Seattle. I don't care if you wear Minnesota
You're in
stuff. If I work with you, it's a problem in the sense that I'm never gonna agree with your view on your point on your team.
When
if
you
we play against each other, that's what it is.
When you found out he was an LAFC fan, did it change your opinion of him?
100%.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
it does.
It's a rivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
that's what I'm saying. Like I agree with that.
LAFC bumpers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't let him.
No, but my car.
Fuck you. You're
my-
not passing.
My car has LA as our house and LA Galaxy
See, but
on my car, so when I cut somebody off, they know.
like I don't like San Jose. If
I like to
Sorry,
drive.
Dave.
I like to ride up next to.
Yeah, I
Oh,
say,
thank you. I gotta wash my
If I see
car.
somebody with an LAFC hat, they're gonna hear me.
Yeah.
You know? San Jose, I can't.
Well,
do it.
exactly, and but
Yeah,
because
right.
they're not
it's-
around.
it's
They're
the
not
history,
around.
you
us all
know,
the
everything
time.
that goes around it.
One
And to
time,
me, it's
I was
a
at
personal
soccer
beef because I
tournament
think a
and
lot of
saw
the
this
fan
guy
base
wearing an
is
LAFC
forgetting
hat
about the
and
San Jose
a
thing and making it all
jacket.
about.
I nearly fell on the floor laughing.
Okay.
Hold on, repeat that one time.
Dave, repeat that.
I was at a soccer tournament recently, and I saw a guy wearing an LAFC hat and a San Jose jacket, and I nearly fell on the floor.
Oh shit!
Ouch.
Yeah,
Shout out to our
couldn't believe
sponsor.
it.
Wow.
But for the most part, I've carried stickers around. A couple weeks ago, I was at Disneyland, or I was at Universal Studios, and I saw a guy in LAFC gear, and I happened to have some stickers in my pocket, so I handed it. I was like, "Hey, here you go, man. Just so you know." And it took him like a full 30 seconds to realize what I had given him. I had given him LA as our house, and he was like, the look on his face when he registered, like, "Oh, this is blue and gold." Nah, man.
I know it's not proper to say, but you should have the right to kill that person. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
How is it not?
No,
I'm not
because
saying I'm not
the,
telling him to kill them. I'm saying there isn't anything wrrong if that's the way he felt. That he wanted.
okay, like the bank, the whole thing with my last pod episode was no fucking fighting. Okay.
No, I didn't say you should fight him. He should kill him.
My whole thing with
I agree.
Kill.
Piano wire around the neck.
There's a difference between fighting and killing.
It's not a fight.
I don't
It's
want
not
him
a
to see
fight.
it coming. I just want to
just
sneak up
want
on him.
If I want to fight somebody, they're going to suffer. If I want to kill somebody,
I,
then you just do a
Michelle,
quick
who
kill.
do not condone murder.
If you're talking to your little brother about a game that he's never gonna understand, is it really something that's gonna get you mad? It's like we're talking to our little brother, like to understand it. They don't get it. Like if my brother
No,
were to
that's
talk
a
to me
that's a
about
good way to
hip-hop,
put it.
like,
That is a good way to
that's
put
like
it.
a rivalry to me.
Yeah, take a shot real
Little
quick.
brother, noisy neighbors.
If my little brother hates Biggie Smalls and I love Biggie Smalls and he doesn't understand it, why the fuck am I gonna be mad about that shit?
Would you agree then if there's a Galaxy win tomorrow, it's dead?
It's over.
It's dead right now to me.
I think
I'm here for the drinks.
One more.
No, I don't.
There
I don't
needs to be
think so.
one more.
I think they're gonna hold
If
on.
we
because-
win tomorrow,
because of
when
their
they're top of the league,
standings,
Hold on,
because
Dave.
of the playoffs. I think if we beat
Wait,
them,
Dave, go for
Please
it.
repeat it one more time.
It's over
The only
forever.
way it could get extended if ending is if we meet them in the playoffs. But as far as if tomorrow's the last time we play them this year, this calendar year, this season, I think it's done. You can't bring it up. You can't consider yourself a rival. You can't consider yourself anything.
It's always gonna get us
You
wild up.
consider
though.
yourself
It's-
saucy.
It's gonna get. It's always gonna get.
Well, I'm gonna shoot.
But it's always gonna get us. If you see it on Twitter, it's gonna get you mad. It's gonna get you bothered. That's the only reason. That's the only reason it's gonna stay relevant.
Honestly, you know what it did it for me? It was a Zaz game. Because I expected so much more of an atmosphere at our home that when I got there, I saw too much calmness on their side. Too many Galaxy fans taking a friend from LAFC. I walked in and they looked stupid as fuck in those camos, and I couldn't take them serious.
I couldn't see them.
And then,
I didn't know they were there.
I don't know. It just,
Like chameleons?
Oh, yeah, I was taking a shot. My bad.
I just drank mine.
Their squad is mentally
Respect.
defeated.
It's
Their
because
fans are mentally defeated.
and it's the same reason that's why it's always going to bother you because they're a bunch of idiots. That's really that's what it comes down to.
That too.
Is the fact that they're a bunch of idiots doing stupid things and acting like they invented everything. And so to anybody who knows anything about soccer or anything about MLS that's been around longer than a year and a half, it kind of bugs you a little bit.
But that's why you, as a Galaxy fan, has no business engaging with them or fighting with them.
Yeah.
Like, you
Agreed.
understand walking in, I'm the adult, and I get what they are, and I get what they're attempting to be. And look, I, you've been around when San Jose fans just saw Green Street Hooligans, and when NYCFC people. We've done this long enough to seen these groups pop up. You know, Chivas USA, their fans got banned from the fucking arena because they couldn't stop trying to be hooligans and fighting people.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's all agree on one thing. Fuck LAFC.
Sure.
Yes. Agreed.
Cheers, y'all.
Across the galaxy, guys.
Hey, cheers,
Yeah.
cheers.
So one thing we can discuss, I guess, would be the lead up to this game.
Yep.
Let's forget the fact of who the opponent is. We need these 3 points.
How are we looking going
How are
in?
we looking? We got to see a lot of our
Looking
bench
saucy.
this past week, even though they got defeated. We saw them tie against Seattle, somebody that I thought we should beat because they are playoff contenders.
Agreed.
And we took care of Dallas, who gave us the first loss of the season this year.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? How have they been playing? What do you like? What don't you like? What do we need to work on?
The only
besides the own
thing,
goals?
And
I'll
the
talk quick,
defense.
'cause I'll talk quick. I want everyone to talk.
We'll go last.
The thing that bothers me a lot is that we can't fucking finish. It's not that we don't create. We create these chances. These chances are there. The thing that we can't finish is what bites us in the ass. 'Cause I think, respectively, everyone here says when we score first, especially at home, we take control of this game.
Look at Minnesota early this year. They gave up.
So my thing is, if we and we'll lead up to this, obviously, what we think is going to happen. But I think we need to be dominant from the beginning. We have the creativity up there, and we have to be smart. Our defense needs to understand.
That Bingham's the last line of defense and not the.
I'm not mad with that.
Hey, Tucker, we're going to fight later.
Yes, sir. Why would we fight?
I'm that Bingham shit.
Why would you and I fight?
We're going to fight.
I have so much love for you.
Why?
Because fuck David Bingham.
Well, because David
like David
Bingham. No, I think he's a good shot stopper.
I agree with you.
I think he's a good shot
But I
stopper. I'm
think
not
that
sure he's a great
doesn't
keeper.
know how to dish the ball once he stops the ball. That's a
the
fundamental
goal-
of being a goalie.
Right. His base seems to be my job is to keep it out of the net on the first shot.
Agree.
And then I'll deal with the second shot wherever it comes from, whoever shoots it.
And that's the problem.
And that's where he messes up.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think he's an absolutely excellent shot stopper. It's just part two that he hasn't quite figured out.
Let me
Kevin
ask you a
Hartman
rebounds
had a
too.
bunch of rebounds,
Let
but he
me ask
always
you a question.
rebounded it
Hey, thank
out.
you.
Yeah.
Chris, let me ask you a question
Thank
about
you.
that.
Yes,
The
yes.
stops that Bingham gets to him, are they in front of him?
The stops?
Yeah. So
Not
have you
every
ever
time.
seen? Have you ever seen David Bingham make a Jaime Pineda save where he has to?
Like twice.
Okay,
Which
twice.
isn't nearly
okay.
enough.
So to me,
Ooh.
my
He's
problem is
not crossbody.
hold on.
Keep
So my problem with that is that if the ball's coming straight dead at you, you have to do better.
Well,
If you're
keep
not, if
Agreed.
your agility is not to, if you're throwing yourself
Yeah,
on
100%.
something that's not gonna that was supposed to go in and you saved it,
Right.
and then your defense should be there, then that's on the defense. But if the ball's coming straight dead at you and you can't dish it to the side, that's on you.
I'm
This
gonna give
is
you a game.
this is where I will take our various listeners
catch
down
it.
a little Galaxy memory lane.
Okay.
Most of the shots that Bingham parries are all things that Donovan Ricketts would have caught. They're all things that
Right.
Jaime Pinedo probably would have caught.
He would have hit with his legs.
It's a monster, at least in his first stint. But that Ricketts at least would have parried out the field.
What would Carlo
that
Cudicini
Pinedo
do, though?
probably would have caught, but Jaime Pinedo, arguably our best keeper of all time.
You're talking about a 6'4" guy compared to a 6'1".
But if you look at go to the less notable, famous Galaxy keepers. Josh Saunders has more clean sheets than any Galaxy keeper in history.
It's like, okay,
in
maybe.
a singular season. But it works. It focuses you.
Fuck
It
yeah.
works. It works for Ronaldo. It works for Saunders.
Listen, coked out Josh Saunders, best goalkeeper of all time. Fight me.
But he
Anybody.
coked out Josh Saunders.
Hell
Oh yeah, hey, respect. Hey,
But Saunders parried the ball.
who has that shit for
Hey,
him?
you know what?
Like-
That's
Saca la bolsita. Pericazos. Hell yeah.
Can't confirm number 9.
that's another way we made history. Josh Saunders was the first player to submit himself to the substance abuse program.
Substance abuse program, and then come back and win an MLS Cup.
Respect.
Hell yeah.
Respect. But you were saying, I'm sorry.
But
you were
like
saying?
he parried the ball,
Yeah.
and he leads us in clean sheets in the history of the team. Like it's okay, but it's okay to not be a keeper who catches
And I don't
all the
want to make this about
craziest
David Bingham.
balls.
I did. I just wanted to, obviously
no,
take
but
advantage because people see that we go back and forth on the Bingham shit.
One thing you have to remember about Bingham, he was never our first choice.
He wasn't. Austin was supposed to.
Yeah, Allsted was
Yeah.
Okay.
But how much better is that guy?
know,
really?
It's not though. It's not
You're
though. And I'm
looking
with
at
that.
statistics.
It's not. It's not a
any better.
huge.
David Bingham's not a bad goalkeeper.
That's
not-
what I'm saying.
he's not-
Looking at
he's
his
not a bad
statistics and the number of
No,
saves he's
David
had this
But
season.
this is-
I used to like David Bingham on San Jose.
Ooh.
Oh,
I
hello.
said that when we signed
Angel's
him.
right next to you.
I made
Yo,
that.
Listen why.
Angel's
Listen why.
right next to you.
Listen
Speak
why.
wisely.
Bro, that's your man.
Those years he gave up the most balls, which he still does.
Yep.
In the league, he leads in spilled balls for the same reason, and he had the most mistakes against the Galaxy.
I love you too,
loved
Jamie.
playing
I
San
see
Jose
you.
When he was our goalie, and I hated him when we signed him.
Do you remember Steve Cronin?
I do.
He has hands like Cronin. He has hands like Cronin. I mean, Cronin positionally was very, very, very good, which is why Cronin never made diving saves like Jaime Pinedo. But his hands were weak. And when we started switching him and Josh Wicks between the season, they were sharing the workload. Josh Wicks, amazing hands, amazing
I
hands.
remember Josh Wicks.
He was an
I remember
idiot.
Cronin.
Yeah, he was dumb
he
as a
was
rock.
terrible.
That's probably why.
Positionally, Josh Wicks was never in the right place. So whenever he made a save, it was something that looked spectacular, but he had the strongest hands. If you could mix those two together, you have a decent keeper. David Bingham is one half of a decent keeper. He's an amazing shot stopper. He's very good at being positionally sound. Reactions are a little slow, and he parries the ball horribly. It's not to say that he's a bad keeper. As a coach and as even a sporting director or as a technical director, the guy bringing your players in, you need to ensure that you're going to sign defenders that play to his strengths, or you have to get rid of him. If you figured out which defenders you're going to run with, and it seems like we've done that.
Yeah, I think we have.
A mixture of like Giancarlo, Polenta, we'll probably replace Steris and maybe Araujo next year. You need to get people who are going to either focus more on a keeper that's going to spill the ball right in front of him more often. So as soon as the ball gets shot, they need to pinch in to help him out. Or you need a new keeper who doesn't parry the ball right in
was
front.
gonna say, so what about
Too bad
Lansing?
They come from a Central American a South American back. Well, at least in Polenta, that's used to having a goalkeeper yell at them. When's the last time
With
that you
fucking
ever
attitude,
had?
yeah.
When's the last time that you ever heard David Bingham control that defense, regardless if it's anything?
It's always after the fact.
Yeah,
'Cause
and how
I
much?
don't know.
how
Him
much
and Jonathan
respect
were
can
gonna
you-
get into it. That
Well, not even
that
that
game
far
at
back.
SC Dallas.
It's like as soon as the game is over, the moment the game is over, it's like, Rolf Felcher, what are you doing? And it's like, right, I get that, brother, but I need it 30 minutes earlier. I need it 45 fucking.
When the
do
play
it during
happens,
halftime.
wake me the fuck up when that play happens.
Yes.
That's exactly how you. That's the goalkeeper we need. I'm not saying David Bingham's a bad goalie at all, and I'm completely backing you. But I think that he needs to have a voice in that back. They need a leader in the back.
I think they just need one in general. The one thing I missed the most out of Robbie Keane was that it didn't matter if you were Landon Donovan, if you were Omar Gonzalez, if you were David Beckham. You didn't put the ball where I needed it. This is where I need it.
Yeah.
Okay? Exactly. And it wasn't like, you suck. It was like, I need it right here. You can do it. Put it right here.
Right.
We don't have that anymore.
But then Norway, Pavon's been feeding the ball, and Tuna got the ball to Zlatan. Like,
Honestly, I am so frustrated when I'm Tuna because you put him on the left, he can't cross. You put him on the right, he can't cross. So what are you there for?
Who do you put?
Who do you put?
Yeah,
You don't let him cross the ball.
but that's GBS.
That's how you play.
You run your overlap better, and you don't let him cross the ball.
Felcher can't cross. Like, there's no option.
You know what? I'll take Felcher's crosses over Antunes.
I agree.
Antunes
I
in the
agree.
last two game maybe put one over 6 feet.
But this should be the
But
reissue.
Antuna was also the fact that he could take the ball into the goal. I think
Yeah.
that's
But then use your speed to set someone else up.
But who crosses the ball better than Antuna and drives the ball into goal better than Antuna? That's like 4 weeks away.
There.
But a guy who's like 4 or 5 weeks
That's
away.
not injured.
That's not injured. Hey, right now we're the healthiest we
But
been.
the injury doesn't matter because he's holding his. Yeah, but he's Alessandrini is the answer to the question.
100%.
He's
Well, yes,
holding
he
a
is.
To
spot.
answer your question, Felcher has an assist with Zlatan. Legit has assist with Zlatan. Who else has been on the wing? Antuna has a assist with Zlatan. Efrain Alvarez has all from the wing.
How many goals does Zlatan have?
20.
A million.
He has 20 right now, doesn't he?
A lot of people have assists from Zlatan.
No. Let's not do that. He has what? Seven penalties this year.
Yeah.
7 penalties this year, and
Ridiculous.
except for maybe one, they all been assisted.
Goals, baby.
Except for one, they probably all been assisted. And then you're talking about crosses in. He's had what, maybe 8 goals that have been crossed in from the wings. All from the right mostly. Maybe 1 or 2 from the left. That's supposed to be Antuna, right?
Yeah.
I feel like a dick. I'm sorry. I stopped listening because I can't hear anything.
I know. That's hence the 1 year over thing.
Well, apparently it all.
Testing.
looks like the multiverse is bending.
Wait, I think.
Sorry, I got stuck on the audio.
No audio.
Did,
Wait, we died?
shoot.
Yeah, we died.
We're working on it.
So halftime break.
We're working on it.
Tech.
Halftime. Anybody get a drink?
Hey, I dig it. It's just us just talking Galaxy.
Yeah,
It's fucking
what the
dope,
fuck?
man.
Do you want some help?
Hey, yeah.
Go ahead, please. This program
I bet.
Hey, Chewy.
Yeah,
You're busy.
for the app to restart.
Sorry,
You know
guys.
if there's a
1
USB-C
second.
charger in here?
1 second. What'd you need? We have all chargers.
USB-C?
Yeah, of course.
Alright,
We're an
so
Android
run over
family.
here. This one right here.
Oh, word. Yeah, that's right by my seat.
Yes. Sorry, guys.
That's alright.
Charades, huh?
Right now.
Oh, there's the audio.
They should be able to hit. They should be able to hit
right
10
now.
notes. Dude, that's
So you guys
a
can hear me.
All right, guys. For those watching and listening, we
Wait, yours is not on. Yours is not on. Yours is not on.
Is mine on?
All right, we're working. We're working on the audio right now.
Wait, are people watching?
We usually don't have. We usually don't have that many people here.
Wait, are they only watching?
So we're working on it right now.
Hello? Hey, we're back.
How many?
Hi, everybody.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
How many?
We're working
Are we
on
back?
it. Huh?
How many?
So, how many what? So,
I didn't realize
Chewy.
you watched it.
Hey, whoever's
We
on
got 16
YouTube,
to
let
turn
us
off the
know
camera
if you
that
can
I
hear
can
us right
use
now.
It's for me. You can turn that
And
one
send
off.
dick pics.
Confirm. We're just for
Just give us a minute. We'll be ready in a bit.
To
Janie,
They can hear us.
Sendai,
at Livid, to Calvin.
Any fucking
At
excuse.
Michelle.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's fucked up. Send those pictures to Simply Soccer.
Oh, she go. Oh, you can't make that joke if she's not here.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
didn't hear
she
me.
just started. Yeah.
That's funny.
Dude, that's tight.
My voice is over. My girl says my voice is overpowering. Goddamn right. Hey, what's up? What's up, girl?
We're gonna fucking.
Hey.
We got Ben on the job. This is dope, dude. How'd you guys get your fucking?
Look, Erica, how you doing, girl? Yo, look,
Yeah,
I just need you. Hold on, this is what I need. I need you guys to just sing that song, and I'm gonna talk to my missus. So what's up?
When I hand you to myself,
Listen, girl. You know goddamn well. You my number one. My only.
Someone picked you from the
doesn't
bunch.
know
One
it.
look was all it took.
Listen, I know a lot of you.
Now it's just too late to me to take a second look. Hey, so Erica,
Oh, baby, give me
one
one
more
more
chance.
chance.
Show you that I love you.
Won't you please
Show you that I love me.
back
Back
in
in your heart. Oh, darling,
Are
I
we
was
really?
blind to let you go.
It's a live concert.
Now,
Are we really
since I've seen you in his arms,
Ever seen?
all I want,
I want your back.
all I need.
I want your back.
Yeah, one more stay. You
want
were
your
right
back.
there.
Come on, baby with high heels on.
Yeah.
Ooh, getting me feeling like I've never.
No, that's
That's
it.
That's ignorant.
Are you guys ready for the next one?
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
We should do Old Town Road. Oh, my girl. She
Shout
got
out, shout out. Sponsor.
So, bro,
We're not making any money
Bro, I
off
made
of
it
this, so I think we're allowed to sing.
Oh, Galaxy karaoke night. I'm down.
This is
pretty
LA.
baby with-
Always be on
Siento muy feliz.
This is LA again.
Staying on it. Oh, excuse me.
Always.
I'll be your
No,
Jason.
if you guys know me,
We'll do
I'm
crazy in life.
as fuck. Yeah.
NSYNC is better.
Can I be like your
ACB
Ready?
says if I punch Angel, he'll give me $20, and I'm a teacher, so
Angel, look.
I need that
Angel,
money.
Angel, look behind you. Look
Yo,
at
ACB
I'll throw
Chris
I'll throw
Conley.
20 in.
I'll do it.
Cool, dog. They just put her down to sleep.
Please tell me there's an audio drop of Michelle being like, "I'll do it."
Do it again. We can hear you.
There will be.
Because okay, so ACB Chris Conway is texting me, and he's like, "If you punch Angel, I'll give you $20." And I'm like,
I'll give you 20.
do
Let's
it.
add to the pot.
I'll do it.
Okay, well,
Let's add to it.
Tell him that we're not
Do
going to go on a date
it. Do
anymore.
it
then.
now.
Right.
Like how hard though? But like,
I'll do it.
Who do I Venmo?
Yeah, Hollywood.
okay.
Oh, she got. Oh,
I did it. Jamie, I did it. Where's my $20? Where's my $20? There's only one Michelle who think you may
I don't see
Venmo me
gender,
now.
so you.
There you go.
It's all good.
Hey, we don't see gender, so you fight her.
Chewy,
Listen, I'm going to
are we recording right now? Oh my god.
Oh, was that live? Everybody
This
saw that?
is awful.
She struck me. She struck me.
For $20.
To my employers.
And ACB says he loves
I don't even work here,
Tell me
man.
we gotta go on a date. All right, you
Okay,
ready?
they're going out on a date.
Come on.
Bro, apparently we're recording the whole time.
Waiting for you. I'm sorry.
Loneliness is
Fucking
always
Been a friend
of mine. I'm leaving my life in your hands. People say I'm crazy and that I am blind.
Blind, baby.
Risking it all in a glance.
Hey.
But how you got me blind is
Alright,
still
alright,
a mystery.
Unsolved mysteries.
I can't get you out of my head.
Both of
All right, you guys
my
ready? Dude, hey, are you guys? Are we all back?
That's
Now
it.
we gotta do the chorus. I don't
I was
care
waiting for
Who you are, where you're from, don't care what you did, as long as you love me.
That's dating in your 30s.
Hold on.
Hey, check it out.
Hey,
Check
check
it
it
out.
out.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
You okay? Who hurt you?
Who hurt you?
Girl,
I can't say
what's his or her name?
I'm just gonna sprinkle this out.
his name. Excuse me.
There's a
More.
All right, ready?
Hey, no
I
judgments.
know I'm hanging
No
with a bunch of
judgments.
guys and I like
I'll
soccer.
never break your heart.
I'll never
Make you cry.
like three people watching though. It's okay. Three people watching no. Who hurt me?
Angel.
Halftime show.
Time's up. Okay, we're getting back.
Angel, can
So
you,
we're back.
We need like
Angel, can you confirm or deny that the next?
We at one point did not know we were live, so you're welcome for the extra content.
David.
David Saucy.
Dave.
Saucy?
Angel, can you confirm or deny that the
can't
next
hear you. You
season
gotta say it
Survivor
louder.
event is going to
Dave,
be
Dave,
with
louder.
all of us?
Can you confirm or deny that the next member event will be a karaoke night?
I can confirm that we're gonna do full golf during the day and karaoke tonight.
I can confirm that there's a chance we'll go to karaoke after this.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm so down. I'll do it.
I'll do it. There's a title for
She
this.
struck me. You guys saw that?
Do
I
it.
saw it.
Do
She
it.
did it.
For $20, you guys don't understand.
I got my secretary on it.
Mega
The struggle
karaoke.
is real.
Michelle.
I'm doing Postmates and a side marketing gig
Michelle.
in addition to
I've
teaching.
done-
Hey, shut up, Popeyes.
Send.
Popeye.
Hey, we're not
Okay, wait.
This is not. This is.
Okay.
We're sponsored by News Across.
I'm not gonna shout out Popeyes, bro.
Chris,
Come on.
sorry, you were saying.
You can't shut up.
No, I've done way worse for $20.
Oh, okay.
The Michelangelo.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
god,
Hey, what's up,
Story
Chris?
time.
Japanese businessman. That's a whole thing.
It's not taxi cab confessions.
All right, let's go back.
Taxi
Where we
cab
at?
confessions.
Squadcast
Where are we
confessions.
at? Where are we here?
All right, Eddie, get it
Hey,
right.
where are we?
Angel, you are awesome, and they're also gonna Venmo me the $20.
Boom.
All right, so we're back.
Go get a drink,
Yeah.
Michelle.
We left off tearing David Bingham a new one. So
No, we didn't. All right, so we
No, I defended him.
He is my
No,
goalie.
no, we didn't.
Yes.
Look, realistically, we went off on a tangent, right, about that because I want to address it with people that obviously
I catch
have
your
different
joke, sir.
opinions. Here, right? But let's move on to where we were here. There.
Oh, Dave's
Well,
got
here's-
it.
Hold on,
Here's
we
my
got an
Dave.
opinion. Eddie has an opinion.
Wrap us
Dave,
up.
Wait, wait.
Dave, not you. Shut up. Eddie.
Wrap up
Dave.
Bingham.
Dave.
Okay. Here's Bingham. Here's Bingham in a nutshell. Okay, Bingham can be a great
always hot.
goalkeeper when he's hot, and he can be the worst
Sexy.
goalkeeper when he's not
I
hot.
think-
And he's streaky, just like the Galaxy. He's like really streaky. So
that's fair.
we just gotta hope that he gets hot.
You know, honestly, if
And
we're
we'll
gonna
be
see
fine.
it that way, Bingham has been the most Galaxy player as fuck in the sense of he's the most consistent, and that's been the most consistent thing that we've had this season.
You know what is one thing I say about Bingham? Because everyone thinks I hate him, which I do, and you guys know why.
I think that he's
But
inconsistent.
every time
right.
it comes against the LAFC, he
Shows
has
up.
great games,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with that.
Also,
I wish
like,
he was show up against San Jose. Obviously, he doesn't, but at least he shows up against the LAFC.
We went undefeated against all Cali teams last year, so it's just this year.
well, we can also like.
This year was kinda rough.
So say we don't play Bingham. Let's start the guy
But
who
that's
wasn't
the
good
problem.
enough to play for Minnesota.
Listen, that's
But that's where you're at. Like
exact-
that's the
exactly,
decision you're
that's fair.
making.
That's fair, and we have no one.
We have no one
Yes,
right
that's
now.
100%
He makes
fair.
a decent amount of money. I think Guessman said he was like 9th highest in MLS. He makes a fair amount of money.
Yeah, it's decent.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not probably not worth it. But he's domestic, and if you keep wanting to bring in Argentinians and Swedish players and Mexicans and all these other guys, you need some domestic
And that's fair.
players.
And I've been on record, said this multiple times. I'm the believer that you don't spend. Look, people want their Memo Choas, they want their, whatever. They
You don't spend that money on a goalkeeper.
They're Giovanni Dos Santos.
I am absolutely against spending DP type of money or even TAM level money against goalkeepers because in here, Americans, the one thing that we do make
There's
really
America.
well, we make decent goalkeepers.
Tim Howard.
And
Yeah.
again, listen, I
Tim
don't
Howard.
mind. Again, I am a Bingham hater, and my Bingham hate
Well,
is because of his salvation.
We used to make
What's up,
decent
Dave?
goalkeepers. We used to make decent goalkeepers.
The
we haven't
problem
made
is
a
that we
decent
make decent goalkeepers and then they go to
I
Mexico.
think Sean Johnson and
So we can't say that
and,
we
what's
can't
his
say we
name
haven't
in
made
New York
decent
City.
goalkeepers.
Jesse
They're not great.
Yeah,
They're
Jesse
not great.
Gonzalez.
They're no Marcus Hanneman.
Saad, what's his name from Philly?
Yeah.
And from New York?
John.
Yeah.
Pretty decent.
I mean,
He's
Jamaican.
the guy
Oh, my
from
bad,
Philly
yeah,
is Jamaican.
What's his name?
And the guy and
Wait,
both
New York?
Hamid and Johnson have issues.
I kind of agree with Dave because even
One is a poor
Stefan
distributor,
on
the
his
other
feet,
one,
dude.
yeah.
The
Right.
problem is that U.S. is not attractive, so the goalkeepers decide to branch out.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it, but U.S. goalkeepers, anyone that wants to branch out, branches out. Efra should be a U.S. player. But we're not talking about that, but...
But
Uh-huh.
but who's
Just
abroad
Stefan,
right now that's a goalkeeper?
Jonathan Klinsmann.
Just but that just happened. You know what I mean?
Well, we're
like
not producing
we're
World
not
Cup-
producing good goalkeepers
World Cup
anymore.
teams
So
anyway, so-
in the
It's not
grand
attractive.
scheme of
It's not
things, if
attractive to
we're
people
thinking
that-
about domestic players, because
Chris
that's
has to
something
like,
that
oh, he's
is-
like,
Yeah, you're
Wait,
Chris.
he's
It's
just
not-
gonna shake
It's
out.
marvelous guys right now.
He's making sense.
I love this.
Chris is gonna
Hey,
take a shit
I
or
wanna
talk.
podcast with him more
Hey,
often.
Chris is gonna take
Yeah,
a shit
it's
or talk.
podcast with you guys
There's
more
no
often
between.
because he wants to say something. It's just
That's an unfair assessment because we're not competing in these tournaments that we need to be competing for
That's
you to judge
100%.
a world class or a non-world class.
Well, not even that. It's the wrong question. Like you, I'm trying to be respectful. I'm sorry, but it's like
Let it
it's
out,
not.
let it out.
But it's not a matter of whether we're attracting a top level, even domestic goalkeeper. We don't need to be. We need value for the money that we're putting out. We need to be realistic in what we're going to be able to get. We're not signing Memo Ochoa unless we're signing him as a DP. So the idea that we're signing him as a TAM player is ridiculous. It's nonsensical. What you need to do is make a better investment over someone like Bingham. Like part of the issues with aging goalkeepers is think of a Buffon. They can play so much longer that the window where MLS is willing to actually spend money on them gets smaller because they don't have to leave Europe until they're damn near 40 years old, which is when we're out on them.
I had a problem with Bingham being on the team when Shiggy was running the team because we were in an American philosophy style of play. Right now, I'm fine with Bingham because if we're going to keep GBS, he's going to usher us into a South American style of play. And if the league is stuck in a U.S. mentality style of play, Eddie, what do you always mention about the U.S.? We do great against European teams,
South
but we
American.
crack under South American teams. Our team is not going to be no longer what it was under Shiggy Smith. It's going to become an international South American team. And I'm okay with that because if we watch them or when we play against them in these tournaments, they're very aggressive, they're very physical, which is what won us some of these games because we're so physical. When you watch highlights of some of these high-scoring teams like LAFC, nobody presses them. They just kind of
They sit off.
contain them. What we did against teams like Seattle, FC Dallas, LAFC was we pressured the ball as soon as they got it. Whether it was, on our side of the field, their side of the field, we've been pressing the ball. Something that Stockton hasn't done for the first 14 months that he's been here. These last 2-3 months, he's been helping with pressuring the ball on the opposite side, which is something that he hadn't been doing. Which is something that GBS changed because of what? The philosophy that happens in South American football.
I agree. I don't think that affects us as far as signing a more competent goalkeeper than Bingham.
What I'm saying is we don't need to anymore.
But where do we find that? Where do we find that?
No, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is before we needed to, because of the style of play that we had, which was an American style of play. You kind of play the counter, you open up wide. With this South American style of play, we're aggressive. We're getting after the ball. It's about getting the ball forward and pressuring and shooting.
Can we say that the Galaxy dropped the ball with Jaime Pineda?
No, absolutely.
Why
not?
not?
Fuck Jaime Pineda.
No.
What?
Why?
Fuck that dude. Look.
Wait, why? Wait, hold on. Why?
Yes.
I don't get
yes.
it.
This is my issue with Jaime.
Yes. Another year more. Let's see that.
This is my issue with Jaime Pineda.
Okay.
The thing Bruce Arena has been very clear about from day one that he doesn't do is restructure and renegotiate contracts in the middle of the season. Everyone waits till the end of the year, then you get your money.
Even Landon Donovan.
Jaime Pineda, he signed to an extension in the middle of the year.
Okay.
And inside of a year, Jaime Pineda came back wanting more money. If you didn't earn that money 6 fucking months earlier, you don't deserve that shit 7 months later. You knew what you were worth back then. Look, I get Jaime Pineda, talent-wise, on the field, Jaime Pineda, at least arguably, probably without question, but at least arguably, the best keeper we've ever had. As far as his,
by far.
As
by far. No,
Ricketts first.
Let me ask you a question.
We'll get to that.
We'll get there. Now you talk. Now let me ask you a question. How far did the Galaxy see Bruce Arena's reign coming after that?
I think it's irrelevant.
No. There's no way that's irrelevant because the Galaxy needs to see a Galaxy above Bruce Arena after Bruce Arena.
George, 2 questions.
Uh-huh.
How many titles did Jaime Pineda play for?
Ese es mi portero.
Hell yeah. How many did he play for?
If the same concept, hold on. If we're giving the same concept for Alessandrini that he's the best, because last year we were in last place.
That's what you're.
No. I'm fighting. No. Well, I'm bringing up that logic because I've argued with people that Alessandrini needs a DP contract because he held us.
Alessandrini needs a DP contract.
I've argued with a lot of people. I've argued with a lot of people that Alessandrini needs a DP contract because of what he did last season, and I tell him. You mean that he left us in last place? Yeah, but he fights for the shield. No, I don't give a fuck about that. I could give a shit less about what he did when we
just in case people are not aware right now, George is fighting with Chris or Tucker.
Hold on. No. I have no enemies. Nothing but peace and marijuana.
It's not me fighting anyone. It's them arguing.
You don't get paid for what you've done. You get paid for what you can win us.
Yes.
100%.
Especially on the Galaxy.
You're not gonna play a player like Pineda, who's demanding to restructure twice in one season when Landon Donovan waited. When who waited? When Landon Donovan waited.
So let me ask you, why are we paying Jonathan Dos Santos? Why are we paying Jonathan Dos Santos?
Beckham should have stayed in Europe, but instead he went on loan. So he can
That's an easy question, actually. He happens to be Mexican. That's why we're paying.
No, so why
he's a very, very good soccer player.
Why are we paying anyone on this team? Why are we paying anyone on this team because they haven't won us anything?
Let me tell you one other thing.
The Zlatan Ibrahimovic, why are we paying him?
Bingham, first of all, has the most saves in the league. Okay?
Yes, he does.
So he's leading in that aspect.
Okay.
If you want to talk about his second chances, that's fine.
Chris, I love Chris.
No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Why? Okay.
Poor Bingham.
He has the most saves.
Legitimately, it seems like Chris Tucker is gonna lay out George Pimentel.
No, he helped me.
Not at all. No, I love.
He's on my side right now. What are you talking about?
I go to war tomorrow. I don't have time to go to war with Galaxy fans.
Please.
We're all on the same page.
No, there's no way. There's
That was for money.
There's no way.
Another thing too. We're
Because my
at
best
league
friend's
average
asking you.
as far as goals per game. The league is at a 3.25, right? We're at average or below. So it's not like we're losing games by high margins. We're not getting killed week in and week out. We're not letting.
That's thanks to our defense. It's not thanks to David Bingham.
Okay, but then
He's a great defense.
There's the most saves.
There's teams that are shooting.
There's saves that are coming straight to him.
There's teams that are shooting 15, 16, 17.
There's been games.
George is the problem.
We've lost. There's been games where our defense. There's been games where our defense has been top notch, and the ball rolls into David Bingham's hand and it goes under him.
Twice.
Well, I want Ben to
twice
get
of those goals, where would we be at right now if those games were won?
I'll say this last. If we can upgrade, yes. But do we need to under this system? No.
I've always said that. But I don't agree that David Bingham's the answer.
And
Okay, so what about giving Lamson a chance? That's what I wanted to say.
Shit. Let me get to that.
No. We can't give Lamson a chance.
Hold on. Let Chris go.
He had his
If
chance.
I can put a small button on
poke
Bingham, which we were supposed to do like 15 minutes ago. But if I can do it,
Do you see what you do? Do you see what you do?
if I can put a small pin in the whole thing, as far as replacing Bingham, or he's domestic or international, or how much money he makes, potentially none of it's going to matter based on the CBA we get next year. True. If we get more international spots, then fucking replace him tomorrow.
What I think should happen is if they don't do one more DP, they should increase the cap and increase the GAM and TAM.
Listen, that could be a whole different conversation.
Yeah, that's another
So that's another day.
Yeah, we can do it for another day. Absolutely.
So
That's after the season podcast.
Yeah, fair enough. What was the original topic?
Hey, you know what's crazy? I thought Angel was gonna be the one that like spearheaded the David Bingham convert.
Listen, I'm over here fucking
Oh,
chilling.
I know.
The question was, what do you think is working for the Galaxy, and what is the problem? And that's how we ended up here.
That's what the question was.
That's what
I'm trying to find out how we just went on.
Let me try to lead us on the right path. So I think one thing we can all agree on is
Fuck David Bingham.
that and
I won't disagree.
hold on. The level of play that's changed or gone up for Fabio since Pavon has come in, or even a little bit before. Like that's something that is changing.
I think Pavon has given Fabio.
I usually speak a lot, and I've been kind of quiet.
All right, everyone, time to mute your shit.
Yeah, everybody mute.
Angel, the fight guys in the live chat says you need to take a shot before you begin an argument. And I'm kind of on board with that.
Saucy.
Why didn't we just hook on a disco ball?
Give Angel a shot, please.
Take a shot with you. What's that?
Honestly,
Producer.
Whatever's left. Producer Ben.
So far, I think the best thing out of this season is that we have signed the best VP signing that's gonna change the league right now. We haven't done that since Robbie King. I think, in my opinion, I know Eddie agrees with me, Robbie King is hands down the best, not only Galaxy DP signing, but the best MLS in history league signing.
Ever.
And I think Pavon has the same potential to do that. If we can keep him 3 or 4 years, he's a 23-year-old.
That's the problem.
He changed the league by the way we did it. We got him on a free loan, and we're going to pay a ridiculous amount of money once that loan is up.
Eventually.
We will.
At some point.
But that's going to change the league.
We got
Especially we could keep him with Guillermo Scalotto for...
Remember when he gave me shit about Pavon when I came here?
Absolutely not.
And
no.
You did not.
Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
I'm gonna go take a
you guys
piss,
remember
y'all.
the pod when I came here that one time he was giving me shit about what we should do for him?
No. The question that was posted that day, for those that watch,
This isn't your
the
fight.
question that was posted that day was if today you can switch Pavon for Zlatan, would you do it? And I said no. And these games that we won before Pavon, and even since he's been here, we would not have won him with Pavon on the team and a Zlatan out.
I don't remember what the question was.
The question was,
I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to deny it.
the question was if in that moment you can switch Pavon for Zlatan, would you do it? And I said no. Because we still don't have no options on offense. And since then, who's been leading scorer? Zlatan.
Well, then it's Pavon to Pontius. It's Pavon to Zubac. If you get rid of Zlatan, but if it's in exchange for Zlatan,
Zlatan's leading.
Our audio dropped.
Listen, I was going to talk about, and before we went there, I didn't want to go there.
Pavon's
Sounds
gonna
like
be
we
here
need to
for
sing
this.
again.
hold on, Ben, you have a fucking microphone. Speak in your microphone.
I'm not sold on the fact that Zlatan's leaving after this year.
Really?
I'm not either.
Me
I'm
neither.
not.
If we get to a wait.
All right, hold on. Can we pause? Time out. Yeah.
No, I mean, if you want to finish your thought, and then we'll get to the whole Zlatan thing after. You want to finish your thought, and then we'll talk about the Zlatan after.
Okay.
Go, Ben. Go.
No, I was just going to say that
I was going to talk about because you guys had about Fabio Alvarez, and somehow we went into this. So I wasn't talking about Fabio, but it's fine. No.
To lead into what you're saying, it's more of if Zlatan wants to come back more than we're gonna tell Zlatan we're moving on. You're not gonna deny a player like Zlatan if he thinks he has it one more year.
Hey.
Oh, I would.
But if it's a matter of he didn't say nothing, so we're not gonna say nothing, that's the card they're gonna play. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna be like we're gonna be like, hey Zlatan, come on, just sign for us. It's gonna be more like
I would.
Do you want to sign up for us? Should we sign? Does this work for both of us?
Okay.
It's not an immediate signing like Robbie Keane in 2013-14.
Well, DTK is going to make the decision, and whatever decision he makes, he's going to approach Zlatan and say, "This is what we're going to do."
I got a question, guys.
He's not going to.
We got Dave really quick.
Dave's trying to say something, I believe.
Oh, this is not going to be real quick because one of the things that I brought up at the beginning of the season with my podcasting partners, and they swore me to never say it on the air, but here I am. I'm going to say it on the air.
I can hear Bobby now.
Here I am. I'm going to say it on the air.
Breaking news.
I think that it was a mistake. I was of the opinion that it was a mistake to sign Zlatan again for the money that we signed him for. If we got him for 1.5 million last year, it didn't make sense to sign him for that much more money. You know what I mean? And granted, he's been fantastic again. I mean, he's got 20 goals this season. But we've become very one note because of the way Zlatan plays, right? I think if he wants to come back again next year, then the Galaxy need to renegotiate the contract and say, look, we'll be glad to have you back, but we're not paying you 7.5 million next year. You're going to come back as a TAM player again next year. You're going to come back as a TAM player again.
An awkward situation.
No, I understand that, and we made that deal, and we should have said we got away with highway robbery when we signed him. We should cut our losses and move on. Well, but that's the problem, right? That's the problem. Well, but he's bigger than he becomes bigger than the club. He becomes bigger than the club.
Yes, he was in 2014.
He was supposed to come earlier and he didn't.
Sure.
So that relationship was already built. That bridge had been built, reforced, whatever you want to do.
I hate bridges, by the way.
That path was set. It was just a matter of when he was going to come.
But you asked
if we're talking about that situation, Bruce Arenas was still supposed to be here. He was under contract for another 2 years. So he was going to fit into that mold, into that plan. Bruce Arenas decided halfway through his season to pick up his shit and leave.
Thank you, Chris Klein.
Well, no, all I was going to say...
Wait.
Right.
Okay, just to shamelessly plug my pod, Simply Soccer.
Chris took it
Chris Conway had said on my pod that if he could change anything, he would change Zlatan next season and I agree, because when they were first signing on Zlatan, look, Galaxy have always been a team that signed big star names, so it's not shocking when we knew that Zlatan was going to be in. But it's just like, I feel like the other guys are not able to shine, and I feel like they're all servicing the same strategy with the ball to Zlatan, and that's the problem, is that LAFC could argue that Zlatan is the one that keeps us in the rivalry, because he keeps winning.
If he let him keep doing it.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I'm just saying,
I agree with that.
But the way that the Galaxy have played the last
that.
couple games, you could argue that it's not Zlatan Ball anymore.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
One thing I want to touch on before we go too far up is on the signing. How
I don't think so.
Dave said that was bad or whatever. So.
It wasn't smart.
Sorry. Anyways,
if you want
so one thing you have to take into consideration is who the Galaxy owners are. I don't know. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know how many of these buildings they own, but they get a cut when they fill those stadiums. So someone like Zlatan, $7 million a year, knowing that you're making a team like San Jose move to another stadium, that's worth it for AG.
Oh no! Whoa.
So you go out. So you go out and you get Cristiano.
So you go out and you get Cristiano.
I'm just saying,
but it doesn't matter whether it's him or not. That's just what that game is.
But that's how you keep it that way, by having
people.
How
you keep it fair. But Galaxy's always gonna get we're always gonna get the big stars.
Hold on, Dave. What were you gonna say?
Yeah. I was gonna say you that's why you go get Cristiano, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. But
he said Cristiano's coming to the Galaxy next year.
I'm gonna take something from your show. I can't confirm or deny, but
confirm nor deny.
Oh, I can't confirm nor deny.
There you go.
But there is a package set up to offer CR7.
What's your confidence level though? What's your confidence level? So what's your confidence level though? What's your confidence level?
We started giving Angel Herbalife, and look what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Show him.
Right there.
Hey! Everyone, take a drink. I told you. I thought it was gonna show us. Cheers.
Is that really all Herbalife in there? He's a good looking dude.
Yeah, thank you. I
A
just
lot
do.
of crack,
I
a lot of
don't.
coke, a lot of
What is it? What is
There's
it?
everything in there.
All right, so
Yeah, a little bit of meth.
Crystal.
so just to bring
Yes,
us
right.
back, I had mentioned Fabio and how his game had changed.
That's where we're going.
Hold on.
Right.
Chris.
Yeah.
No.
If we didn't fight earlier, we're gonna talk about it now.
We're never gonna fight.
Let me go first.
Yes.
I'm going
I'll-
first. No, because that's when you guys went on a tangent
What's
about
my
I don't know what
what's
the fuck.
You took your
About
shot.
Fabio.
Yeah,
what's
What's
my
your
question?
take on Fabio?
Yeah, other shit.
Okay,
Hold on.
Angel's
We're
ready to
talking about Fabio
argue.
Alvarez.
Yeah.
I have a beef with every Galaxy fan that has been talking shit about Fabio Alvarez since day one.
Listen, this is why this
Absolutely.
motherfucker's
Well,
my
I have
bestie.
not.
There you go.
I'm all for that kid.
Realistically speaking, the reason Fabio maybe didn't shine, or at least the first few games or whatever, to me, is because the rest of the players around him are not capable of playing with that type of guy.
Preach.
Yes.
Straight up. Now that he has Pavon there, this is what, and I don't know if you guys caught this on our previous pod. Everyone's talking about the Pavon and Zlatan connection. No, man, the connection right now where
Fabio.
it's at, it's the Pavon and Fabio connection. Those guys, when they play each other, it's magic. It's beautiful. They
Yes.
know how to play. And it's just, and we were talking about that, right? That's South American
team is
mentality.
fun to
but that's
watch
how it
again.
is. Like those guys, and you see when they play, it's beautiful.
Yes.
Like, and that's what my beef has been forever. Everyone talks shit. Fabio Alvarez is garbage. Fabio Alvarez is this. No, he's not. It's just, look, has he had, and we mentioned this. First of all, he can't.
Audio went out.
Oh, audio went out.
Hello. Testing.
Keep going.
Hello,
Okay, keep
hello.
going, go,
Yeah,
go, go.
Keep going.
I agree with all the comments about him not going 90 plus. You know, sometimes he does. Absolutely. But if he can give us 70% of all of Fabio, that's fine to win games. So I have beef when people, and I see you want to say something. So we'll get there.
No, I'm just listening. I'm taking in.
have a
Okay, so
conversation
here,
about
yeah,
Fabio.
just
and
taking it in.
legitimately
Where do we start
saying-
at?
And you guys know this shit. I watch soccer religiously. I mean,
Sure.
you know I follow something else
Okay.
right
Yeah.
now, and obviously
If
you
I'm
not do.
not mistaken,
I'm watching.
Again, hold
Fabio
on, again.
has-
Yeah. I'm looking for that.
I'm thinking 3, but I know for sure 2 turnovers that led straight to
goals.
That's fine, and
No,
I
it's
get
not.
that. You know what? That's fine. No, it's not. But so has the defense made a lot of fucking mistakes.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna talk bad about Fabio in a second.
Okay, go ahead.
But to your point, if he's an attacking midfielder and he has turnovers that lead directly to goals,
How many
what does
balls?
that what does that say about the 7 people between him and the net?
He's coming down all the way down the midfield. The one against LAFC was at the halfway point of the pitch. It was at the half-yard line when he should have been up. He should have been pressing up.
But even
There
if
was
he's
no
at if he's
reason-
at the halfway mark of a field, he had a half field to go.
Not on a fast break. That was on a fast break. He was on a fast break. They laid off the ball to him on the left side of our attacking side, and he lost the ball on a one-on-one. It wasn't even an actual.
No, I rewatched
He
that.
got scared.
It's
One of
the-
them is
He
against
saw a defender
LA. Hold
coming.
on. One of them is against LAFC.
Oh, I don't know
One
if
of
I
them
agree
is
with
against
that. No, fuck
LAFC.
that.
And whose
And
fault
that's
was
one thing
that?
that Fabio does. He tries
That's
to take
David
people on.
Becker's fault.
I don't believe that he's like, no, fuck that. He's the type of player that wants to take on
The
players.
one against LAFC was a little. He tried to do a little.
He tried to do the
figure.
pass to
But
Jonah.
that's his fault.
But how
Right.
many people
Okay.
was that before it became a goal?
But
It became a penalty.
You don't do that on a counterattack when you're gonna be the point.
I don't-
of
I
the
don't agree.
counterattack.
Maybe you don't do that at half field during a counterattack.
All right, Chris, let me hear you. What do you got to say? I want to hear what you, I want
But
to
it's,
hear what you say.
and
I want to hear what you say.
it's not a dig at his overall skill. I genuinely think it's more about a, and I don't say this to be disrespectful to
Hey,
him
that's
because
fine. Yeah,
obviously
we're
I
talking.
need him to be great
Yeah.
tomorrow. He seems like someone who is more psychologically weak and was in a team that had no compatriots, no one like him. The only people who were like him were all coaching staff, technical staff, medical staff. But as far as like a footballer on the field with him, he was the only Argentinian on the team. The moment we bring another Argentinian in, suddenly he's balling like crazy.
Well, yeah.
And look, he
No,
was.
I could argue part of that. The game that we didn't have Pavon and he was dishing up to Antuna, it was Antuna's fault for making
Fine,
the
listen,
But is it-
but
is
even
it-
then,
but is
fine,
it arguable
that could be an
that he-
outlier? That could be an outlier.
But is it arguable that he knew at that time that we're going to go get someone for you?
Probably.
And he's feeling
this
better.
is what I'm gonna say about that. Us on Sunday.
That's Eddie.
No. Look. And it's
Eddie doesn't pass me the ball.
Hey, this is what I'm gonna say about that. Even in Sunday league teams or any like minor amateur teams, when you know somebody from that team, even if they just brought you in, you're gonna play way better. What Chris has said is on fact, dude. The fact that he had Christian Pavon playing with him when he was growing up, dude, that gives him that camaraderie. Like, yo, we can make this team better. Like, yo, we can do this. Instead of him just going into a team that's already good and not knowing anybody, trying to get into their swag or whatever it is that they're trying to do. When you have somebody familiar, like what it is with us in our amateur teams, like, dude, you came up with us and you told us, oh yeah, I'll bring in George. We're like, all right, cool, George.
Hold on, he doesn't show up. That's
Hold on,
Hey, hold on. But my first game,
the
my
first
first
game-
game, did I give an assist to you? Beautifully, right?
But the fact that he had you as somebody that could link us between that shit.
We had an action assist that game.
Who scored that first game?
The fact that he was you were able to be that link.
Red topic. Go ahead.
Wherever that part, the fact that you were able to be that link between us with him is the same thing at professional level. Like somebody that has that link, like I'm back from Argentina. We played together over there, and we come over here like, dude, we're gonna step up our fucking game.
As someone that criticized him, it wasn't so much that I don't like him or I didn't like him. It's just I expected more sooner.
Sure, that's
why.
different.
Hold on, and you saw the quality. It's just no matter how good you are, you have to understand the team that you're playing with too. You know, and some of the stuff that he was trying to do, some of this movement, first of all, didn't fit what we were trying to do on the field, and it just didn't contribute.
You know what my problem is at? You know what my problem is at? That we give Alessandrini so much time to get so used to a team and be like, oh, he has to get back into the form. He has to get back into this. We give him 4 games to understand the team. So why can't we do that with Fabio when it's a brand new team?
We did. His 4 games was like 3 months ago.
Oh, okay, but
You've heard in our shit that we think he was trash at first.
But you guys are saying that he was trash.
All the movement
He was.
No, 100% Fabio has not been trash to this team.
He's been better lately.
No,
No.
He hasn't been trash.
I thought he was. I thought he was soft as fuck.
No way. There's no way Fabio has been trash.
Can I speak?
Let's go, Chris.
Can I finish? Okay.
One at a time, gentlemen.
He's trash, but he just hasn't given us the quality that we need at the number 10 spot.
Or what I expected, to be honest.
Okay, but see, that's not fair though.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, either way, hold on. Everything that you mentioned, fair as fuck, 100%.
I try.
Absolutely, and I give you that.
You're smart.
Thank you. Not really. I just think about this a lot.
No, but what he mentioned, what Chris Tucker mentioned, it's absolutely fair. I will give you that all day, every day.
Because I don't want to judge his ability.
Right.
He's clearly got it.
Exactly.
He's clearly got it. I think it's all psychological.
And you know what? It may be, but fine. We're thinking
That's
about.
fixable.
If that's the case, fine, fair. But since then, now that we actually brought his boy, right, the guy that everybody wants, to be that guy, he's balling out. Is he not balling out?
Yeah.
I can argue that Babon and Fabio are our 2 best players right now.
Yeah.
They're the reason why we have a creativity up top.
Listen, I get the Zlatan argument, and it bores me because, come on, yes, obviously, but think outside the box for a bit. Fuck the Zlatan. I get that. Zlatan is just set and forget it type of shit, Set and forget it. Like we know.
Hold on. So for Chris.
So let me ask you this:
Oh, Ben's
if you're talking about Fabio and how Fabio's been so valuable to this team as a number 10, which is what the position Fabio's playing in that position behind the striker, you need someone who's going to get 10 goals and 10 assists minimum. Minimum. And do you see Fabio ever doing that? In his best year.
When was the last 10 that we've had to ever do that?
So hear me.
Next
You know,
season.
I mean, if he can't do that, he can't play that position.
So
you need to go out and find somebody who can do that.
Hear me.
I'll take Fabio on the wing over Alessandrini.
Right, so can you hear me?
No, how dare you?
Can I speak now? Can I speak now?
Yes, okay.
I've never heard
Angel,
someone
go.
so
Angel.
incorrect about something.
The teacher
It's
says Angel makes
proud of it.
What producer Ben has said is 100% accurate. But we know this. That our team right now is constrained. We have constraints when it comes to contracts.
Shimon.
So what GPS wants to do, he's figuring shit out what he can right now. You think he wants this guy Fabio as his number 10?
He put him there.
I don't think so. Right? Because he could you think GPS? That's the guy that he's thinking for the future as a number 10.
But
I thought Pavon would be the same.
From Gimnasia.
Because he's a utility player that can play multiple positions, and we will play him where we need to.
So
but
in 2 years, where do you see Fabio playing?
In 2 years, he's not here. As a matter of fact,
bring him as a utility player. He's gonna let him go.
What's his hold on?
Well, because look, a lot of his contracts. Right. Well, because a lot of his contracts are figure shit, and they found a way to bring him aboard to make shit.
This is
so. What I'm sorry. What producer Ben said. I'm with that. To me,
producer
Fabio.
Yeah,
he's in my phone.
Producer Ben. Producer Ben forever.
I'm with him. Like Fabio to me is not the number 10 for our future. I'm with that. But for what we could do this year, and this is what no one is.
The rest of
like
this
everyone
year.
thinks, guys, it's with all the constraints that we have is what we can do this year. And I've said this shit like a lot of times. Everyone is. It's still not GBS's full team.
Yeah.
And he did what he could do with the constraints.
With what he had.
They got this guy, and he's right now with Babon. He's balling.
You want to know why? You want to know why you're correct, Angel?
Bring it home for us.
Tell me.
Because Fabio Alvarez is alone.
Yes.
If it doesn't work
I forgot he was alone.
he's alone. If it doesn't,
He is alone.
who did you name? Uriel Antuna, Fabio Alvarez. They don't work out, don't bring them back.
Thank you.
Not a big deal. We earlier in the season, people were like, "How do we bring Uriel Antuna back for another year?"
Yeah.
Hey, so it doesn't work out. Because this is why, like, when you think about the wing, and when you think about not necessarily tomorrow's game, but going forward and next week and next month, Uriel Antuna likely is going to come off the bench for Alessandrini based on how he's playing right now.
Facts.
Earlier in the season, Alessandrini's probably coming in as a super sub for Uriel. But realistically, your lineup from midfield forward is Jonathan / Leggett, Corona, Kitchen.
I could make a big argument for Leggett.
Depending
I
on
will
who.
make a big. I've been making this argument for Leggett for a while.
I've been against
How long?
Legit.
I got a huge argument for Kitchen, and it's ridiculous.
Oh, hold on, wait, that's fair. I'm with that.
But it's-
100%.
Well, let's
I'm
hear
with
that one first.
But it's
then.
Jonathan.
All right, let's hear you on Kitchen.
I'll say everyone's healthy, everyone's full form, everyone's playing the way they need to be. From a midfield forward, I play Jonathan, I play Kitchen, I play Pavone, Alvarez, Alessandrini, Zlatan up top. Fuck, I already skipped to
Hey,
the end.
literally, I just got wet.
You want to just move that one up then?
So would that be your prediction for tomorrow's lineup? If you had a
Well, not
tomorrow's
Alessandrini,
lineup,
but yeah.
obviously, but tomorrow. So right now, we're the most healthiest we've been, minus Alessandrini, right?
Daddy.
So
Yep.
we've in the last 2 weeks we've seen.
Am I pronouncing Uriel's name wrong? Uriel?
Uriel.
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 Man, I'm
Uriel's
blind.
fine.
Uriel.
I said
Uriel.
Uriel, man. What y'all talking about?
So the last,
Fine.
That's the boy Uriel.
That's my dude.
all right. So in the
That's
last 2
Uriel
weeks,
right there.
In the last 2 weeks, we've had what 5 games, right?
Yep.
3 and 6, and 2 in the last week. So we got to see 5 different squads. Out of those 5 different squads, not one has been the same. What is your squad going into tomorrow's game? Obviously, we can all agree on Zlatan being up top,
Lamson in goal.
right?
Lamson in goal. That's what I was saying.
He's a worse shot stopper, but he's a better keeper.
Sub him.
All
Sub
right, let
Bingham
Dave go
on.
first. Let Dave
Second
go
half.
first.
Maybe I should
Yes,
guess.
exactly.
Oh,
What's your lineup for
shit.
tomorrow?
Dave.
Not mentioning
You're
who
gonna-
we're playing,
oh,
but what's your best squad
You're gonna-
for tomorrow, no matter who the opponent was? Obviously, Bingham at goal and Zlatan up top.
Obviously, Bingham at goal.
What's your lineup?
So Jonathan in the mid.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
for
okay.
sure,
So,
okay?
Okay.
so
Dave,
for my
Romney in the back.
Dave.
so for my
All right,
Dave.
you already struck me. So
Dave, here's a question.
Oh,
so
sorry.
the
With Zlatan up top,
That was for
with Bingham at goal, who plays next to Jonah and who fills in the other 8 slots?
Oh, I got this.
okay. So I'll start from the back because really I would love to play the same back line that we played in the game before, but obviously Stairs has a red card. So I really think that the better choice is to put Polenta on the left side, but I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. I think it's going to be Shelvik. So it's going to have to be Shelvik, Polenta, Giancarlo, and Rolf across the back. Jonathan, and I would pair him with Leggett because that's been working. Leggett has found his form next to Jonathan. Yes. Because you want to go more defensive, more controlled through the midfield. And then I go Fabio ahead of them, and probably put Araujo back on the right. Even though he didn't have a great couple of games, I still think that worked as well as it did. Pavone on the left, and then you guys locked them up top, right? Is that enough players? Right.
Yes, we got you.
Okay. Is that enough players?
Brian, with
Okay.
Zlatan up top, Bingham at goal, who plays next to Jonah and fills the next 7 slots?
For me,
Or 8?
just because of the way he has been playing since he came back in these last away trips, I think Leggett is a perfect candidate to be along Jonah, to be honest.
Okay.
I think this last game that he played, he went a little bit more forward. He had more freedom to actually dribble the ball up and actually impose his
Had an assist.
style offense. Yeah,
Huge
and he had a
assist.
beautiful
Huge
assist.
huge
I thought it
assist.
was a beautiful assist.
So the man that's
Great
been giving him
number, great
the man that's been giving him the biggest shit ever.
Yeah,
Zlatan.
and the thing that he did when that goal happened, the love that Zlatan gave him,
He
like
ran
yo,
to him.
Yep.
yes,
He pointed at him.
If you guys can
I
read
think
lips,
I
good
think
ball.
in these type of games,
Good ball. Good ball.
in these type of games, Leggett has been there from the first El Trafico, so I would put him in there
One of
just
the
because of that
OGs?
experience in the central midfield with Jonathan.
Who's your defense?
My number 10 will be Fabio. He He's been
For the
stepping
record,
his
the
game
Jets
up.
the first guy to score against the LAFC.
Look, I'll be the first one to tell you that I thought he was fucking whack as fuck as soon as he came in. Not because he didn't have the skill, just because he couldn't adjust to the physicality that the MLS brings. Whether we want to admit it or not, this league is pretty physical. Not just physical when you go up against defense, but the physical part of traveling from coast to coast. Bro, Fabio couldn't fucking adjust to that. And now he's getting a little bit more affiliated, and now he has his partner Pavon, who he could relate with. But yeah, this is what it is about. Like, okay, cool.
Okay, you're legit. You're 6.
So the back line, I think I'll leave it how David said.
Say it again.
Selvig, Polenta, People, Felcher.
Okay.
Jonah, my CDM.
Okay.
Legit.
Right next to him.
Right next to him.
Okay.
Fabio right in front of them.
Who's your 7?
For me,
I'm 7.
how I seen.
My friend's 7.
9.5.
Look,
Sorry, baby.
For me, on the
5'2".
right, or as a right winger,
That's not fair. It's because you're black.
the guy that got us part of a win, and gave something this year, I would put Araujo in there.
Okay.
Araujo. And then on the left side, you have Pavon. Yeah, because
Listen.
Can I get my
Hold on.
because of this, if you could tire out that right wing or their left side with Araujo, and you bring in Antuna to fucking just finish them off, dude, we will be in a good place.
Okay. All right.
I think that could work out. I think I heard that on you guys' podcast.
You're gonna be like this.
That is a that should be something that we should look into.
And Dave, we'll come back to you for this question. With your lineup, what do you think the score is tomorrow?
You're gonna come back to me, or you want me to answer it right now?
We should do
Dave,
predictions.
so I be
You want me to
reasonable
answer
or
it right
just
now?
like out there? Because I'm gonna say 10-0.
Talk whatever you want.
10-0. We're gonna spank that ass.
Hey, come
And
on.
celebrate
Hey,
every one of
but
those
realistic-
goals.
Let's be realistic in this point. Let's get serious for at least this conversation.
Okay.
Where we're seriously, because some of us are going to be there. We're all going to be watching.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
whether it was LAFC, Seattle, Red Bulls, Atlanta, we need these 3 points.
Yep.
So
We're gonna get 'em. We're gonna get 'em.
Serious note, with your lineup, what do you think the score is going to be tomorrow?
Tomorrow we win 2-1.
Okay.
Dave, you want to chime in right now, or you want us to come back?
Pavon with the game winner. Damn.
Ah.
Yeah.
Pavon
are
with the
the
game
Back
winner.
to you, Dave, or you want to give us your prediction?
His first goal in the white uniform. Game winner.
Dave.
Was it? Is everybody waiting for me? Okay, sorry. Your audio's breaking up. Sorry. Okay, I think with my lineup, I think it's a draw. I think this is 2-2. Being a goal, obviously. Yeah, draw.
All right, so
I think it's a draw.
George,
Yeah.
Draw.
Let's go with you guys.
I think it's a draw.
Formation and everything. So
Let's
start.
off
All right.
with the formation.
My
Wait.
back. Bingham.
By the way,
Bingham.
it's straight from the stands right now. Yeah.
People Polenta on the left. I have Shelvick. On the right, I have Felcher. In the midfield, I have Jonah and Leggett. On the right, I have Araujo. I make an argument for Araujo just because it's a defensive tactic to cover Vela. I think he did it perfectly when we played at home. He did, and to his point, if we
Not on
bring
the same side.
No.
Okay.
on the right, but if we get him as in a defensive tactic, but I can also argue Frantuna on that side if we clog up the midfield.
No arguing. What's your lineup?
Okay, so that on the left we
You're
have
arguing with
Pavon.
yourself, man.
Yeah, we're listening.
What's
Your lineup?
lineup?
I'm used to you fucking saying some shit, bitch.
I'm
My bad.
Man, I'm listening.
Yeah, all right,
I'm listening.
all right.
I'm not the one
I
fighting
have
today.
Araujo on the
I'm not
right.
the one fighting today.
Araujo on the right. Antuna's gonna start on, but I want Araujo on the right. Antuna's gonna start, but Araujo's on the right. On the left, I have Pavon. In front of Jonah, I have Fabio, and on top, I have Zlatan. My prediction for the game is gonna be 3-1.
We win.
We win. 100. Yeah.
Oh, I love this shit
All right,
because we're so
Chris,
one-sided.
give it to us raw, bro. Give it to us raw.
Zero cool.
The only people that know it makes sense.
We won
Give it to
zero.
us raw, no lube.
Hell yeah.
Chris.
He just had
Damn,
a baby
full
face.
9 inches? Goddamn, I can't handle that.
Oh, nice.
Hold up, chill. Like,
Single
this is
face.
good. I can't handle that.
Hell yeah, girl, you might
I can handle that. Damn.
Gotta give it some room.
Hey, that's right.
All right, Chris, give it to us.
Just need a
give it
little
to us.
warm up.
I think
Scratching his knee. Huh?
His knee
His
with
knee.
parentheses.
Huh?
I look at the overall needs between the two teams. We don't need to win this game. We need the points, understandably. But LAFC is going to play like they need to win. They're going to press us. They're going to come after us. They're going to play to
They're gonna
win a
foul
game
us.
that they don't necessarily need to win. If they were smart, which we know Bob Bradley isn't, if they were smart, they play for a draw. They play for a draw, knowing that we need 3 points, wait for us to stretch ourselves, and then counterattack us. That's what they should do.
Quick question for you, and I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
Do you think that Bob Bradley's going to change his style, his tactics, the way that he operates? I'm not asking.
They're going to do the exact
I'm
same.
gonna fight you later.
They're going to do the exact same thing Seattle did prior to Seattle winning MLS Cup. They're going to put their best starting 11, trying to score as many goals in every single game. They're going to burn themselves out, and they'll get eliminated in like the second round of the playoffs.
That's what
Seattle will sounder.
Oh, no, I was asking about our game specifically.
Do we change our game?
Tomorrow. Do you think Bob Bradley is going to change anything about what LAFC has done for the entire season?
He can't.
So far, knowing that this is your 5th game against the LA Galaxy, and you can't beat the LA Galaxy.
You can't.
But you could beat everyone else. Do you, as Bob Bradley, change anything from this game, specifically to one team?
If I can ask a question back.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you think Bob Bradley was instrumental in them signing Carlos Vela?
Hell no.
I say absolutely not.
Absolutely. So if it's absolutely not, they play the way they play, not because Bob Bradley highlighted players that fit his system, but because LAFC was able to highlight and identify players, sign them, bring them in, which put the coach in a position where he had to play a specific position. He had to play a specific formation. Like, we signed GBS, and he starts altering who he's signing to fit the formation that he wants to play, to fit the system.
Logic.
I think Bradley plays with what he has because of the people his sporting and technical directors have brought in. And I do think he plays a role in identifying some of them. I don't think he plays a role in identifying all of them. I don't think he went out and said, "Oh, I want Benny Feilhaber," because he refused to play him when he was on the national team.
I agree.
So it's like it's not. Well, I guess he played him for a while, but then dropped out when he became not good enough. But suddenly he's good enough at club level. I don't think he changes his tactics. I think we're going to see a 4-3-3 out of LAFC. They're going to press us hard. They're going to try to win back every ball. If we can play smart, if we can play defensive, we can steal this game, which is what we should be going with. I like the idea of, I rewatched the LAFC game that we played earlier this season yesterday, and we high press them. Everyone high presses them. In every normal game we play, 3 people high press. Corona high presses, Jonah does, now Pavon does before Uriel Antuna did. So we're rotating out that regular starting 11 and rotating out who is the hard presser of our opponents. Against LAFC, everyone did. Everyone not named David Bingham played a high press, and that's how we beat him. No one's expected it because they all thought we were going to play scared.
No one thought Zlatan can.
No one thought Zlatan would. No one thought.
This is when he does it.
Well, that's what I mentioned earlier. The last few games, that's been the biggest difference in his game.
But for me, I play defensive. I play smart. I like Brian's point of you start Julian Araujo. You keep it 0-0 till the 60th minute, and you bring Uriel Antuna on and let him fucking smoke him. You do what you would have did with Emma Boateng, but someone who's, let's be honest, a little bit smarter.
Boateng.
Someone who might actually be able to get you something out of a game.
So what's your lineup for tonight?
Bingham?
With Bingham at goal, Zlatan on top, who plays next to Jonah, and who's your other 8?
This is my actual issue, because I'm less concerned about Jonathan. For me, I honestly start Perry Kitchen, let him hurt somebody. Let him get a yellow card.
Rivalry game?
Let him teach Carlos Vela a lesson, and then sub him out.
I do like that.
Let him teach Carlos Vela a lesson and then bring Leggett
like
on.
that.
Legett's playing well, right? We say Legett's playing well. So start Kitchen, who's played relatively well under GBS and is drastically more defensively inclined than Leggett or Corona. And then let him do what he does well. Win the ball, pass the ball to someone who is infinitely more talented at soccer than he is, and then let him reset as a defensive midfielder. Give Jonathan the freedom to go forward if it's necessary. Like, I wouldn't keep Jonathan back to let Leggett go forward or to let Corona go forward. Jonathan is better going forward. Kitchen is better holding back. Keep Kitchen where he's comfortable, and let Jonathan move.
You're starting Kitchen next to Jonah, or you're sitting Jonah to start?
I would put Jesus of Nazareth on the bench before I put Jonathan Dos. There legitimately is not a player in the history of the Galaxy that I would think about putting on the field over Jonathan Dos Santos in center midfield, including David Beckham.
Hell yeah. I would agree with that. Oh, that's a hard statement.
He didn't play defense. Like, he's never played defense a day in his life. Why would I ever?
Oh, Jonah.
David Beckham had his best games for us playing on the wing under Bruce Arenas.
Beckham had his best games playing next to Janino or Sarvas where someone could cover for him defensively.
But Tucker.
You're gonna put Kitchen next to Jonah.
Jonah and Kitchen.
Yeah. Who's your back line?
Further, if I could even go a little deeper, I would consider not starting Fabio as an option. You could do,
I would agree.
but you could do a 4-3-3, a loose 4-3-3. Don't play Fabio. Put Kitchen in the hole. Put Jonathan next to Leggett or Jonathan next to Corona. Play Uriel Antuna on the right. Play Christian Pavone on the left, and Zlatan up top. After you've spent 60 minutes with Perry Kitchen hurting people. Like let's not muck it up. Let's not say that he's playing defensive midfield or he's playing strategic. You give Kerry Kitchen 60 minutes to hurt as many people as he can without.
I like you, but you read my notes.
But let him just.
Supposed to go last with this kind of formation.
Let him remind.
Wait, hold on, Brian. He's not done with his formation.
Paint your picture. Let him give Carlos Vela and Diamande and Rose. Let him give all these people a reason to not play through the middle. So that Bingham knows he's got to be either to the left or the right because they're sure as shit not gonna dare come down the middle. And then 60 minutes in, sub Fabio on for Kitchen, keep Leggett next to Jonathan, or sub Corona in for Leggett, who's a little more defensive. Start Araujo on the right. Let him help get you to that 60th minute, 0-0 or worst case scenario 0-1. And then in the 60th minute, when it seems like it's attainable and they're starting to get tired, you bring in the attackers.
And you start fucking.
And then you go.
This is where I love that idea.
I want to make sure.
But
I want to make sure.
So you guys' tailgate, his idea of smacking them motherfuckers first before they even get settled.
Shout out my Instagram.
Today United.
Yeah. Whoa! What the fuck?
Jan57.
Smacking them first, not playing defensively. Smacking them first and going all offensive power. I think that's our best bet at their house. We're already in their head, right? If we could fucking slap them in the face with our first goal, all games that we have played them so far, they score on us first, right? But in this type of game, where we already have been their dads, by far,
Papi.
if we could give the first goal in their arena, I think we'll have that mental advantage and in the pitch. It'll be an easier game for us to win in that aspect.
Hold up, before you say anything, imagine the stands going crazy in 217 if we score first. That's a psychological thing to everyone in that fucking
but I
stadium.
worry about
Not
us
just that, the
scoring
whole
first,
stadium.
though.
There's gonna be a lot of
In
jinx
that whole
in that
stadium.
stadium. We smack them first. We got that fucking advantage mentally by
We
far.
do.
Okay.
You're just
Ben.
you're counting on a lot of ifs. If is not a plan.
Let's
That's
not-
the
let's
thing.
not-
If is not a plan. What Tucker said about playing defensive, that's a plan. If we score first is not a plan. Playing defensive, that's a plan.
So tomorrow, we're slapping up top.
Hold up.
Big-
Can I answer
There's a
that?
point that I swear to God I have to get out.
Get it out.
Do it.
Get it.
Do it.
Where
Do it.
of the three parts of the field, where are we the worst?
Defense.
So why on earth would your plan be to enrage them
Exactly.
in the 20th minute,
Exactly.
forcing them to inevitably take off a defender or defensive midfielder to bring in one of their 14 fucking forwards to just barrage us for the next 80 minutes? If you can get to the 60,
There's no way we could play defensively against this team.
I think
No way. It's like playing
Tucker's
defensively against an Atlanta
think-
team
yeah,
that's gonna
Tuck-
just
Tucker's-
shoot and shoot and shoot
Oh
and shoot.
my God,
It's not
that
smart.
Atlanta
Let
game.
me point out one thing for you guys. It's not so much that I watch LAFC, but I've been very.
You've been watching.
Why'd you just say you watch
Say
LAFC?
you watch it. It's fine.
Watch LAFC.
It's fine. Say you watch it. It's fine. It's fine.
I watch for balls and beers predictions. Okay.
I've been watching
There
the
you
league.
go.
I've been watching the league
There you
overall,
go.
so I
There
can
you
see
go.
what we really compared to and what's going on in the league. Because one thing that's been going on in the league is these expansion teams are making the playoffs more than the 10 original teams, and they're winning titles.
Why is that?
Okay? Their style of play is becoming different from what we're used to. Okay? We've changed that. We were stuck in that mentality. But we're changing that. But the thing too is
No, hold on. But to that, but when
I
their
have
style of
stuff to
play
say.
is so when we're adding to their style of play, we're telling them
I am zero
play your
now.
style of play when we're trying to defend you.
What I was getting to is In this last game against LAFC in our home, we made LAFC do 2 things that they've never done all season. They had to adjust to go with 3 defenders,
Why?
all out attack, and they switched Bella on his left foot.
But why is that? Why did we do
Because
that?
they couldn't handle the pressure.
Because
their defenders
we
are
were
same
attacking.
The same pressure that we've been applying against Seattle, which we outplayed,
Yes.
that is which we beat.
GPS
All
likes
in a
offensive
short
play, remember?
So, that being aside, you made your point. What is your starting
There you
lineup
go.
for tomorrow?
Finally,
Thank
man,
you.
it's the floor.
There it is, man.
My starting lineup.
Hey.
See, the one thing I differ with most of your starting lineups is the way that Polenta played Vela. I keep him on the left. I also, Beepo's been playing on his wrong foot the whole time. I put him on his right, on the correct side, and I put Romney in.
Why do you do production work for this show, but you don't do fucking production on Tuesday?
This is what I said Tuesday. This is exactly what I said
Let the man
Tuesday.
talk.
And you
This
called
is what
me an
happens when he
idiot on
talks.
Tuesday.
Let the
Is
man
that what
talk.
it is? We let
Let the man
him
talk.
So,
I have
yeah.
a question for you. Hold on.
No.
Don't let Angel talk
Let
it.
him
Give him the
finish.
so,
It's like Kanye. I'm gonna let you finish.
then I got Felcher on the right.
Okay, why?
It's a real question.
Okay.
Good.
Talking to the mic,
Your lineup,
stupid.
all right, well, your lineup was again?
Bingham in goal. Then I have Polenta on the left with Romney and people in the middle, playing on the correct sides.
There you go.
And then
There you go.
Felcher.
That's the one place I
Yeah.
can't pick somebody.
That
If you
wouldn't
start
be-
Polenta on the left,
I was gonna ask you who's playing in the middle with people. That's all I want to know.
Yeah, Romney.
Okay, thank you.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I wouldn't be opposed to
Darius
that.
can't play. Who else will play?
Yeah.
I
But that question was who else will play?
I just asked because I couldn't. I missed it. I asked it.
I also I play Araujo because just like Tucker said, if you get into the 60th minute tied 0-0, you could take this game.
Yes.
But like Tucker said, you're not going to survive 80 minutes of them attacking.
And if you score first, that's
No,
exactly
I think,
what's going to happen.
and to be honest with you, the best part that you can do is you can frustrate them, like Tucker said, for 60 minutes, and then you start creating chances, because then that feeling is going to start creeping into the back of their heads. Oh no, we're going to let another one slip away. And I know that feeling is there in the back of Bob Bradley's bald head.
Well, to that point, Dave, I wouldn't be surprised if that's psychologically the game plan. I think to a point, and it might be one of the arguments to play defensively, is knowing, even though, again, what LAFC should do is play for a draw. Playing for a draw hurts us. If they try to play for a win and they might lose the game, that's worse to their end game.
So basically, if they try to go for the win, it's just a gamble.
It's a gamble.
Because they have not been able to beat.
The thing is if you try to play defensively against them, that's inviting them to play their game, because that's what they like, right? You're inviting them, but
the number one tackles in the game for game 1 against LAFC, Diego Polenta is 6. You know his number 2? Joe Corona. We still played defensively.
Yeah.
And we just swarmed them. We swarmed them with every single person playing a high press. That's a defensive game, but it's the way Barcelona plays.
Yeah.
It's the way Manchester City plays. We're going to play offensively by being so fucking on you defensively that you don't even have time to think.
And can you believe you can't get nothing through the middle type game?
Can you believe? Can you believe that Jorgen?
Can you believe
all of Corona's tackles are right through the middle?
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead, Dave.
But none of us have him in the starting lineup.
Hold on, Dave.
Can't let Jet do that.
I'm betting on Kitchen.
I think he can. I think Leggett can do that. But can you believe, of all people that came out this week, Jorgen Shelvik was the one that's saying we need to be up their asses. We need to be up their asses.
But if the weakest link on your chain is fucking bought in, doesn't it make you believe a little bit in the preaching of the coach and the preaching and the direction of the overall organization, that easily by a fucking country mile the weakest link on the chain is in and believes, hey, this is what we gotta fucking do, and if we're not all fucking bought in, we don't stand a chance. I know that I'm a fuck-up machine, but if we're not all in, we're done.
Behind it right now.
Yeah.
Is that a fucking drop you'll actually do? Because
that's where I needed that's where I would have played the epic music behind it.
Oh, that's where the music comes in.
Yeah.
That's my
Michelle, what do you think?
All right, here you go, Michelle.
So all of you,
She's been waiting.
Everybody shut the
Teacher,
fuck up.
teacher,
Everybody shut
teacher.
up. Angel, sit down.
thank you.
All right, cool.
No, I've
She
been
said,
listening
Angel,
to.
shut the fuck up.
everything y'all have been saying, and everything sounds beautiful if we were playing FIFA 19. And
FIFA 20
you know,
is out.
if I was a man, I'd have a semi for Ben's lineup. Okay.
It's a good
It
semi.
is. But I know GBS, and here's what's happening tomorrow.
Oh,
But she got live breaking news.
Because
Lars news.
Lars news.
we haven't said Simply Soccer.
Simply soccer.
That
follow Simply Soccer
Chapman
on
is
Instagram.
referee tomorrow, and I can't have Kitchen tripping people. That will be a red card. I don't need that in my life. That's not what's going to happen. I think, yes, Steres is out, so we'll probably see Romney come in. And unfortunately, GBS does late subs. And I get worried when I see Carrasco come in as a sub because I feel like, you know,
I hope he
but
doesn't see this
like you
field at
say,
all.
like that's not going to happen. But look
It's
at
a
what we've
massive
had
drop-
happen, especially against Seattle.
It's been a massive drop off, except for when we play LAFC.
Right.
When we
Okay.
play LAFC.
That's fair. That's fair. But I don't think we're going to see that much of a difference when we play LAFC. I just don't, especially when we're over there. Yes, we need the points, but it's Chapman and it's GBS. So my feeling is you really do see Antuna start. You have Alvarez, Pavone, obviously Bingham in goal and Zlatan up top. Dos Santos, legit. Shelvik, Polenta, Felcher, and Romney is who I see in the back. That's what I see happening. Now,
where do you have
the
Romney?
score
Sorry.
prediction.
Did you give your score?
I really do think it could be another 4-3 we win. I don't think it's going to be a nobody scores situation, like low scores. I think Pavon is going to finally get his goal in a G shirt.
For the fourth?
No, he's gonna get the winner.
It's going to be a late goal, and it'll probably be the winner is what I'm thinking, but it's happening.
Where did you have Romney? I'm sorry.
Where they usually put him in the back.
That was very like you held a melody there. You were like,
Center. Yeah.
but center back ish.
Yeah. I know it's like a little bit uncomfortable, but
It's
that's what we've been seeing, and I don't see why GBS would do anything different, especially if he wants that offensive play. And I don't want us scoring early. We know that when we score first, when we score early, the Galaxy park the bus. They just do, even if they don't mean to. I can't have that either. So, okay, go ahead and let LAFC have their thing where Vela scores his first goal over there, doing whatever quote-unquote dirty play that's like so good to everybody. Even though Kamara's goal that same day was better and Zlatan has scored better goals, but it's Vela. So he'll get his first goal, let them have their thing.
Where's
and then
Kamara
we'll
from?
just take over like we always do. We'll have to come up. We'll have to come back and do the comeback thing that we do in the second half, unfortunately, but that's just the way that we play, and we're going to do it. We could totally win this, which is the most frustrating thing that we've been seeing all season, is that we know they can win. Like against Seattle, we had that.
We should have.
We should have had that, but we didn't have that. Also, based on the play and the statistics.
That's not really.
This
That's
keeps
not.
happening.
Go back to it.
You know, we
We'll get
play
into it
away,
after.
we look good, the statistics say we should win.
Hold on.
go back, hold on, let's go back, let's go
Before
back.
that, before that, I don't agree that if we score the first goal, we're gonna park the bus against LAFC.
No, I don't
we're not,
think
we're
that
not.
we'll park it, but I think that's what happens.
I don't think
Carrasco
GPS
comes
knows
in.
how to park the bus. I don't think GPS knows how to park the
You can't
bus.
park the bus.
Go ahead, David. Go
Unless
ahead.
you make seven.
Go ahead, David.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say I don't think JBS knows how to park the bus. He doesn't know how to do it.
Park the bus against his
The
team.
way he doesn't know how to bus. The
If he
way he
would've
parks
parked
the
the
bus.
bus, he would've
The way
had
he
a
parks the
couple
bus.
draws.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
has a
Exactly.
couple
There's only one
No way.
thing, yo.
Yeah,
How many
exactly.
draws do we have in
Let's
this?
go back.
But
to
that's
the
what's
beginning.
frustrating, is that we've kind of imploded on ourselves, not just own goals, but it is seeing that of, yeah, we should have won, statistically, should have won. And that's just not
On
what's
paper,
going
the
to happen.
Galaxy should have won a year ago.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing
No,
about.
but
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing about.
Listen,
I
fuck
believe that
but
we
I don't
will
agree
win.
that.
All right, that's it for Michelle. Turn off her mic.
Dodgers game
All right,
and
that's it
they,
for Michelle. Turn off her mic.
Again, as a
they're the
hardcore
Dodgers
Kansas
game, and the Dodgers came up
member,
from behind to beat the Blue Jays, so.
Don't do that.
Hold on.
In my fourth
So
place.
before we move on, we have one prediction that we skipped. You gave us your lineup. What was your prediction?
Yes, your prediction.
Producer Ben.
I think at best we could do a 1-1 draw.
Ooh.
Heretic.
Hey, fuck you, buddy.
Should be first against the wall.
So now,
That's what I have
Should I go
eyes.
first before Angels? Because Angels gonna take forever.
alright, Eddie,
I'll go first.
Eddie.
what is your lineup with Zlatan up top, Bingham at goal?
Hey, did
I think
Legit, Jonah at our number
Yeah,
6. Who plays along Jonah and fills up
I
the
think
eights?
I think for me this is kind of easy. I think with Sturridge's red card it makes it a lot more. Well, actually, before I go anywhere else, one of the main arguments was who started next to Jonah, right? Got 2 seconds for you. LA is ours. This is LA. So the best game to me that Corona's had. The best game that Corona has had was against LAFC.
That's fair.
So yeah, he has it, and it's flowing through his veins. You know, this guy was fucking 10 out of 10 in that game. So to me, Corona has to start this game. I'm actually, and you could ask Penny, dude. I'm all about Perry Kitchen. We're talking about this game. You're talking about GBS, the way he like manages games. This is a fucking.
Nice. Hey, good shit.
That was a good one.
You got your.
You guys not hear the podcast enough. They do that shit all the fucking time.
Shout out though. That's Eleazar House's theme for the balls and beers, and then Simply Soccer. Shout out Jamie and Chris.
Center backs left is gonna be fucking Shelvick because
We have nobody else.
yeah, we have nobody else. Yeah.
We have Romney.
Okay, moving on.
So
No.
obviously I already said the CDMs, and then out left is gonna be Antuna. Out right is gonna be Pavon. 10 Fabio is gonna start, and then Zlatan on top. Yeah, maybe he seems a little predictable, but guess what? It's fucking Bob Bradley. He played a midweek game. He started all his starters, and guess what? It's fucking Bob Bradley. If he starts his starters, they're gonna wear out.
There's no Zimmerman.
If he doesn't, his biggest weakness is rotation. Let me give you one name: Ricardo Clark.
Shut the.
That's worse than when I
Are you okay?
Exactly.
Are you okay?
Exactly. Look how it got. Look how it got.
Teacher, stand in the corner. Call the parents.
So
what mean do I know what he's fucking talking about? I lived what he's fucking talking about.
He's on top of a cherry zero now.
How do you guys the same player twice before halftime in a fucking World Cup?
Damn.
How do you not start him for
8 years ago, I remember that goddamn shit.
How do you not start him for 3
Yeah, so
Order in the court.
This guy.
Remind me, Ricardo Clark.
So yeah. So
But US national.
our best
Yes, that's what we got, Chris.
That's all right.
That's right.
the best player
Chris.
or personnel for the Galaxy on Sunday will be Bob Bradley. He's gonna be the best personnel for the Galaxy on Sunday. But with that being said,
First half of a World Cup game.
this is gonna happen though. This is gonna happen. That's why I say it was quite the opposite of what she said. I think they're gonna catch us early. They're gonna score on us, and Bob Bradley's a bitch. I think he's like to the age where he's like I gotta switch shit up. So he's gonna get scared and he's gonna park the bus.
Yep.
They're gonna catch us early. He's gonna park the bus, and Zlatan's gonna have his Zlatan moment over there
Alright.
because this could be the last time Zlatan ever plays him. Could be.
Well, what's it?
And it'll be a 1-1 draw.
If he parked the bus in any other Traffico, he might have a chance to hold the win.
Yeah. Hell
But
yeah.
to your
did
point, if he parks the bus this time, you might actually see what Fabio and Christian Pavon can do.
If he parks the bus against this,
Hey,
the fans are gonna
Chris.
turn on the motherfucker.
You just got me hard.
That's how
Don't
you
talk
do
to
it.
me dirty, bro.
If he scores first, I'm not good. I'm not good at nailing down
Oh, he's
really
not
what,
scoring yet, he
what
said.
I think's gonna happen, but like I can analyze what other people, if he tries to park the bus against the trio of Antuna, Alvarez, and Pavon, you might actually see the way they've been playing. You might see them break it down. That might be your 4-3.
You think we get some tap in tunas on that one? If that happens, we get some tap in tunas on that one. If that happens,
Repeat that.
I heard every word Chris Hunter
It's all
said.
right, repeat it.
I heard every word.
Do it.
Well, to the people
I heard
listening
every
to the podcast, hit rewind. You'll be fine. But like, it's all the same.
And here was a little desmadre right now. I want everyone to hear this. Hear this.
For the room,
This all just sounds.
if
like a
they
big
try to bunker in, if they try to hold back and just hang on to 1-0 or 2-0 or whatever it is, in any other El Tráfico game, that might have been the opportunity based on the other pieces we had on the field, not named Zlatan. This time, it's probably not going to work. This time, if they sit back and let Antuna and Fabio and Pavone and Zlatan and Jonathan and Leggett or Corona or whomever else, or the overlapping wingbacks, if we just keep coming at them over and over and over again, and what we've seen out of the last 3 games is we're shooting like fucking crazy now. Compared to all the other, they might be block shots, they might be missed shots, they might hit the woodwork, they may not be going in.
But they're taking shots.
But we're fucking shooting like crazy. And Tyler Miller, I mean, of all the matches we've had, you tell me Tyler Miller isn't spooked a fucking little bit?
Yeah, when you see him come out of the tunnel, his face.
But if ever there was a time to shoot from distance, shoot across him, shoot low and force him to make rebounds, it's now. Because every time Zlatan's got the ball, best believe his heart's going to beat just a little bit faster. Maybe not a ton, but a little bit faster. And all we need is a little bit fucking faster.
Hell yeah. And I think it goes back to your point about...
That's what she said.
Hey, you gave me shit earlier for saying who she or he is?
Nah, bro.
Nah, bro.
We don't say gender.
Joking from the office, not a gender issue. I know I'm attrued to guys since I was 5.
But look, if you were attracted to girl, that'd be okay. From
what Christian said, I think it elaborates to your point of who we'd have in the team instead of fucking Pavone. Zlatan is our game changer in all those matches. It goes back to your point
no
where
matter how you shuffle this line.
I think right now going into this game, Zlatan's gonna set the pace for us today. Well, is it today? Tomorrow. He's gonna set the pace for us. If so, you guys this podcast, if we could score first and slap these motherfuckers in the face first with a Zlatan goal.
Hey, Lisa.
Jorge said that. Okay. If we could slap them with a 1-0 by halftime, and then they tie us. Paolo's gonna be able to fucking get us that game winner. I think this game's gonna go 2-1 just because of that factor that Zlatan could fucking bitch slap these fucking black and mold motherfuckers all over the place. Which is why we signed him.
We haven't begun to see what Christian Pavone can do.
Exactly.
No, I agree.
I
completely agree.
For his fucking whatever he does after.
Yes.
Part of
No, who's gonna get his goal?
Part of it is the position that he's playing.
You just started liking soccer.
So
He just started following Boca.
Boca
like
as
2
fuck.
weeks ago.
Nah, Carlos Tevez forever, dog.
So part of it is where he plays.
La concha de tu madre.
So we all have him on our starting lineup, except we haven't heard from Angel. So Angel.
Yeah, Angel.
Oh shit! Everyone,
Preach.
Bring him at goal.
I'm taking shit, y'all.
Knock him up top.
Mute his
Who
mic.
plays next to Jonah and fills up the 8 spots in the field?
Got this. Keep it short though.
Guaranteed. This
We're
is the
muting
lineup
your
tomorrow.
fucking mic. If you don't go past a minute. If you go past a minute, we're muting
I
your
do
shit.
what I want.
Yeah,
My podcast.
Hey,
That's what
My podcast
Eddie.
now.
That's
I own the
Chewy.
Chewy.
You're on my time now.
Mute this
passes by the
motherfucker.
time.
Stop it.
Nah,
Angel
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Mute this shit.
Angel speaking.
Who's Spenny? Angel.
Angel.
Benny Soccer.
Angel.
Backline. What's your backline?
I know his back. I know his back line.
Listen. It's gonna be Shelby. The whole Polenta argument, I would agree with that if we would have had stairs. I'm sorry, but you cannot have. Look, I like Dave Romney, I do, and I would love for him to be here for a long time. He's serviceable. You say this a lot of times. Serviceable.
He's serviceable.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah. But in this type of game, when you need an attitude, these are the type of games where you need attitude. Where you gotta come in with that personality. You gotta hit when you can, right?
Yeah.
I would absolutely love Polenta to have been out there, but realistically, to me, I do not want Romney in my back line right now for this game. Shelvick left back, guaranteed. He's my only outlier right now, and this. Well, he's my only outlier right now because he's the one that I think is not going to be balls, hard. He's the one guy I don't like in my back line.
He's the one that came out to say that we need to smack these motherfuckers to be aggressive.
Right,
so I'll take
which
that.
I'm happy he said that because it sounds like he's giving a little attitude, right? And I need that for this game. However, for him, it's at least he's fast. He has speed. He can keep up with the speed that they have, right, in the offensive third. So for that, Shelvick automatically. You can say?
I just have a Shelvick question before you move on.
Go for it.
As a potentially game-altering tactic, given that Skjelvik's biggest issue seems to be speed and his ability to track back after getting involved in the attack, because the way GBS plays, his outside backs do a lot of overlapping and Skjelvik's just not fast enough. Given that Steris is out, do you potentially place Skjelvik back at center back, tell him not to move, and then play Polenta at left back? But given how much Polenta owned Vela when they played LAFC,
that's a really good question. That's a really good question.
I think
but it's not an experiment. He played center back all last year. Like we've seen, and it wasn't. I'm not saying it was great, but all last year.
What?
All last
and what happened?
All last year. Last year was
we led the league in goals again.
He played center back.
That's the case. Don't bring back Journey.
He played center back all last year at the same time Dave Romney regularly played games. But we're going to experiment in this game now by playing Dave Romney at center back or left back, where he doesn't regularly play because his coach doesn't.
It's a really good question.
Like you're in a Steris being out, we are experimenting. Period. So if you want to call it not experimenting, then Skjelvik would play left back because that's the only place we've allowed him to play this year, and that moves Polenta inside. The issue is Polenta, at least in the last time we played this specific team, absolutely fucking owned the so-called best player in the history of Major League Soccer.
Well, because he is our best one-on-one defender in our team, and I'm pretty sure he probably.
So why wouldn't we put him on? To your point, why wouldn't we put him on the left?
Why wouldn't you? Then you should put Polenta on the left.
That argument is 100% valid, and I will not be opposed to that at all.
But that's not GPS ball, though.
And that's the only reason.
But I was saying.
But if he wants his outside backs to go up, Skjelvik is not the person to play.
What I think your argument goes with Skjelvik.
I don't know if I agree with you there. I don't. I think he is the person.
But he can't track back. He's awful at it.
But he has the
awful at it,
physical ability.
And then that's when you put Polenta
he has the physical ability to go
on that side when he tracks up. When he tracks up, put Polenta, switch Polenta to that left.
I'm all right with that.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Let me point out something. Why it's worked out these last 3 games so well for us to press. Pavon. If you're really watching him play, this boy plays both sides of the ball. There's a couple times. There's a couple times where he had turnovers, and he was the first one to be in front of the ball on the left.
I think he picks us the next when he strikes down and fucking
something that Skjelvik hasn't played with, because as much as Antuna wants to come back with all his speed, at the end of the day he doesn't have the body to pressure somebody. And if you're a winger, if you're a strong, smart winger, you know if Antuna's coming on you, you give him a little bit of body and you have him off of you. It's just a matter of speed. With Pavon, you can't do that.
Well, also to your point,
you can't muscle him and you can't outrun him.
What you get out of Antuna, you get an outlet ball. You get some, much like Emma, but better. You get someone that you can launch the ball out to and let him go down and try to win it.
But you're trapping yourself.
But watch,
because just like Emma, Antuna can't control his body. He can't control his speed. A lot of the time when he takes a touch forward, it's a zigzag. He's guessing himself of where the ball is going to land and where he has to be the defender to first. It's not like Pavon that presses the ball forward and he knows exactly where he put it at to where he has to run, and he doesn't have to zigzag.
Well, that's my point. Like to your point, Skjelvik played on the left with Antuna, who is drastically more of a question mark. There is, I tweeted out a GIF file that I cut.
Who's a question mark?
Antuna is more of a question mark.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
More of a question. Antuna is more of a question mark than Pavon is. But I tweeted out a GIF file of Pavon on the left side against Seattle, and we were talking about it on the show on Tuesday. He is basically winning a ball, maintaining possession, and then passing the ball into, I want to say Jonathan, it's probably Fabio. He attracts the attention of 5 Sounders players, which is not something Yuri L. apparently is how I'm
You'll never get.
Uriel.
I don't have one. It only works with.
But that is.
All right, fine. Hey,
that's something that Uriel hasn't historically been capable of. He's young. He's 21. I don't want to say he's not capable of it, but at least as of what we've seen, he hasn't done that. Can you place Skjelvik at left back? This is just as devil's advocate, just positive theory. Could you place Skjelvik at left back because he's going to have more time to track back because 5 people have to worry themselves about Christian Pavon? Because Lord forbid they pass the ball improperly, and Skjelvik win it, and Pavon take off.
And to be clear, because you mentioned Antuna in this situation multiple times, Pavon is going to play left. Guaranteed.
Yes, that's his
guaranteed.
fault.
Yes, guaranteed. So that's why his stuff makes sense.
The only time you won't see Pavone at left back is after the days I dream of. After Alessandrini is back, and those two can swap depending on what the defense is doing and depending on the tactics. But Fabio can play either point of the wing.
This is the first time I'm gonna disagree with you.
That's fine. Fabio can play either point of the wing. Alessandrini can play either point of the wing. Pavone can play either point. Who can?
Alessandrini cannot play both sides of the field.
What he has?
What do you mean?
He has. I hate Alessandrini, and he
What
has.
do I do with that statement?
Hey, he launched the thing at the earlier, right? I'm gonna fucking try it.
There it is. Hell yeah.
It's a
He
different.
himself has came out saying, I can't play on the left. What are you guys talking about?
He himself has said that when there's no one else to play on the left and he knows that he's going to play on the right. When you're going up against a man like Pavone, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? Put me on the left against him? He was going up against the left against Emma Bote, and guess what? When you're Alessandrini and you're saying put me on the left against Emma Bote, you're going to get put on the left.
Hey, Tucker.
Yes, sir.
You remember Wilhelmsen?
Wilhelmsen? Of course.
The man said
Number
it
9.
himself.
Oh, yeah.
He said it when Emma Bote was on the left.
I don't play.
He's saying that when Emma Bote was on the left.
Okay. Let me ask you.
Like,
You want to bring that up? Let me ask you one thing.
Make it real. Break it down.
If you're Alessandrini,
Okay.
are you seeing yourself as Emma Bote being better than you?
100%.
You're seeing Emma Bote be better than you?
You don't see him better than you. That's why you have the right to say, put me on the left because I'm better than him.
Okay, so when Alessandrini and Emma Bote were on the team,
You know how many first
Alessandrini had the option to play left or to play legit on the right. So if that was the case, why wouldn't you step up and play the left knowing that legit can play the right? Why?
Because you know what?
Because you said it yourself. I don't
GBS
play
was not
left.
the coach. You're not going to fold GBS's hand.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Especially when Pavone's on the left.
Can I ask a follow-up question? Do you think Alessandrini has a say in this team compared to the last team?
100% no.
So then so to that point, I imagine, regardless of his personal opinion, if at let me see, just to be sure, if at 30, but if at 30, coming off of an 8-month injury in a contract year, do you think Alessandrini plays on the left? If GBS says, I'll play you on the left.
No.
Alessandrini right now is fighting for a spot on his team.
Is not gonna play
Say his
left.
name right.
Never.
Say his name right. His name
Romain Alessandrini.
Romain Limpdrini.
Limpdrini.
Listen, Alessandrini is not going to have no say in this team. You're going to play on the right because
he
that's
has more.
So can I finish my lineup? Or?
Can I finish?
He has more scars on one knee than a UFC fight has in his entire face, dog. Come on.
You're bashing the man after you said that he wanted to play on the left.
He doesn't want to play on the left.
That's irrelevant. That doesn't matter.
He said it himself. I don't play left.
It doesn't matter. Pavone plays left. That's his role.
He's doing just
Trini
fine.
is gonna play right.
So what's your prediction for tomorrow?
Can I finish my life? Can I finish?
Please.
Zlatan's on the bench. Okay.
Zubak up top.
Zubak is starting. You guys don't even know.
Hey, Tucker's the biggest Zubak fan.
I love Ethan Zubak, man. I fucking love Ethan Zubak.
He's the biggest Zubak fan.
I think he's trash.
He's trash.
Yeah.
That's what the people are here for, right?
Okay.
Proclaim your love.
Angel is speaking.
Can I? I'm finally finishing my lineup. Thank you.
Please, can I finish?
Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny. So obviously I already said
It's out of control.
Polenta. People and you know.
Bro, we are at your prediction.
Oh, I gotta finish my lineup. I didn't even finish my lineup.
Angel's lineup doesn't matter. It's a prediction. Hurry up. Angel, do your prediction. Hurry
No,
up.
I just
Angel.
Fuck you.
Talk about your line. We haven't talked about your line.
Felcher right back.
Who hurt you?
Oh, a lot of people.
So many women girl on the table.
Everybody was like, Michelle, who hurt you?
Alright. So legit Jonah is gonna be obviously Pavone where he's going. It's gonna be I don't fuck with that what's his name? Araujo shit anymore on that right wing. That experiment is stupid as fuck to me. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Which one? Sorry.
And I will fight anyone about that. He's not a winger. You put Antuna, you're gonna put the best players that you can in this game. Antonation, Vergation is gonna go right there.
Sensation.
Yes. Fabio's gonna play his role, and then Zlatan up top. That's gonna be the lineup. because GBS doesn't play. I'm gonna go and sit back and track. No, he's gonna go and win this game. That's his style. That's his style in general. This team can do that. I don't believe that we're gonna come back and we're gonna play to their style. Straight up, this game, I think it's gonna be open as shit.
Stop touching yourself.
It's gonna be wide open.
Yo, stop touching yourself. Why are you touching yourself?
He's feeling himself.
Let me see the maps, baby.
This is gonna be just audio later, right? I feel like I need dollar bills.
I have wanted to feel and just end
let me come over
at some point in my life.
For real.
Real Zach. They're like real.
Ladies and gentlemen, we told you this was
real.
happen.
Talk.
They're real.
Okay, everybody needs to be 18 and over, and
Wait, hold on.
okay, just like PG-13.
Michelle, you didn't get it.
I mean,
look.
thank you.
When it,
No, put it in there. Put it in there.
You forget she was a teacher.
Yeah.
And my prediction to 1.
Shout out LAUSD.
No, not LUSD. It's a private school that I work for. International students. But look, when I'm traveling all the soccer stadiums all over the world, I got somewhere to stay. So shout out to my students. Thank you.
But also, she's teaching Trump fans.
Japan in April 2020.
But to your point about sitting back, like I think something like 75% of the games we played so far, what's the word I'm looking for? We have less possession than 50%.
100% fair.
Like we lose possession in every, but to a point.
But why is that? Because we're attacking.
I think the way we choose to operate, because only 3 people are high pressing, we're waiting for you to give us the ball, and then we're going to go find a way to exploit it, and we're going to get drastically better at exploiting it. But you can bet your bottom dollar, like we're not going to lead in possession against LAFC. A portion of the tactic is going to have to be they have the ball. When do we get it, and how do we exploit it when we have it?
Which is fair, 100% fair. First of all, the one thing I will knock down about what you said is that all that we gave possession to those teams wherever we go. That was before we had Pabon in the mix. He's the type of player that needs the ball at his feet, and they're gonna create. I've said this before. To me, my best type of defense is offense. So we're on their shit, and I don't feel like the players that we have right now, at least right now, and the attack in third, everyone that comes to my mind, Zlatan, Fabio, they're not the type of players that want to go play defense. I don't feel that at all. They're the type of players that they want to attack, right? And that's why. And look, what you just said, fair. If we're gonna talk about statistics or whatever, what has happened to our team, that is fair, 100%. But this game to me, and I've said this a lot of times, it's an outlier. Whatever happens, this is the type of game, and this team, our players, and we said to them, this is a rivalry because a lot of them have been there from the beginning. Yes, I sound like a broken record saying it, but this is fact. Right. They like Leggett was there at the first game. Zlatan was obviously his first game, all that, and this is the type of game. That's why, to me, it's gonna be open. It's gonna be wide open because we're not gonna play defense. At least look, if they do and they come out and they do that, shit, they're gonna play some tactical bullshit. Fuck yeah, I respect it. What I expect from my team because of our players in the attacking third.
Yes, I think we do.
Yeah.
David.
Did you finish your lineup?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, check.
You can't tell.
Did you give a prediction?
Yeah, 2-1.
David, give us 2 cents, David.
No, it's Fabio and Pavon scored.
I'll take the show.
David Bingamongo.
Thanks, David.
Am I? Hey, I co-sign that. Yeah. Being a Mongol for sure. What am I giving you? My scorers?
Okay.
Well, he gave his lineup.
Oh, I gave my lineup. I gave my lineup like 45 minutes ago.
That was like 3 hours ago. So
I thought he was giving us scoreline though.
I also gave scoreline. I think it's gonna be 2-2. Yeah, I went first.
Are you doubling down on that?
We went full circle. So in our prediction show, Balls and Beers, we predict every single MLS game. And in my prediction show, I have the Galaxy with the draw with the confidence of 2. So I think for sure we're not losing. I would say that a loss is the confidence of 0. There's no way we're going to lose this game. But I also don't know if we're gonna win. So I'm copping out. I'm going draw. Yeah,
just call me Mrs. Galaxy because I say win with a confidence of 5.
We're not losing this game.
Right.
As far as my
We're not
starting
losing
lineup-
this game.
We're not losing.
We're not
losing this game.
As far as my starting
We're not
lineup,
losing this game.
let me explain a couple things of why I'm going with this starting lineup.
You explain.
It
anything
better
that
not
you
be no
wanna do.
fucking.
Listen,
No.
I see the twinkle in your eye.
We need another shot.
Don't go
for
angel on
this.
us
I
and
see
say
the
10 minutes.
sparkling little diamond.
There's one thing that I like about GBS is that he's consistent with his subs, and his
Flippy
subs, whether unless he has an injury, his subs are the same. He takes out a wing, a center defender, or a center midfielder, and his other wing. His forwards don't come out, and his defenders don't come out. Those are his three subs, right?
Right.
Our best one-on-one defender, hands down, is
Polenta.
Polenta. The only way we're gonna slow down LAFC is if we slow down Carlos Vela. Shelvick does not have it in him, even on his best day, to shut down Carlos Vela for 90 minutes.
Facts.
For me, the starting lineup in the back has to be Polenta on the left, where he can press him, pressure him physically, one-on-one, with the tag team, whatever you want to call it. Romney has to start in the middle because we have no other option, with Beeple and Felcher in the back line. As far as our midfield, the best style that we've played was when legit Corona and Jonah were on the same page, and they can switch between the 6, the 8, and the 10 spot while creating offense and maintaining pressure. This team,
Hold on. Oh,
the best thing we can do against this team is we're already mentally defeating them. We have to physically beat them down.
Yes.
And the only way we're gonna do that is not by touching them, but by making them run around, chase the ball, and when they have the ball, be physical with them. The only way we're gonna do that is if in the center mid we have legit Corona.
Well, that's where you already fucked up.
Okay, well, this is my
part of that
lineup.
team if you're gonna fucking have a physical team.
Well, this is
If
my
you want a
lineup.
physical team, if you want a physical team, you need to put Kitchen in there.
Yeah.
You want to go with that lineup.
Okay.
If you want to hurt these motherfuckers, you gotta go Kitchen, cleats up to the neck, bro.
Hold on. The first point I made is that GBS has 3 consistent subs, right?
Right.
So my starting lineup in the center mid would be legit at the 10, Jonah and Corona as the 6 and the 8. Your wingers being Antuna because you're gonna keep that high pressure and Pavon because he can maintain the ball. Zlatan up top, of course. Your subs is Kitchen coming off the bench to solidify that center mid and beat them up in the second half when they need the lead. They have to go for the win more than us.
I agree.
But we need the points,
bro.
We need the
That
points.
shit was
but they
just
need-
fucking
it's
way
a
out of left
difference.
field.
It's a difference. We need points overall, but they need to win psychologically more than we do. We're already in their heads. If we beat them up by making them run around for the ball, chasing the ball the way we did the last game, they're not used to that.
You're going to learn a
But it's
lot.
contradictory to what you said about us beating them up. Yes, contradictory.
You gotta say something.
There's
What you gotta
different-
say?
There's different ways of demoralizing a team. You don't have to beat them up physically.
But you
if
said
can-
let's beat them up.
Yes, but you
That's
have-
why I was saying like,
but you-
yo,
listen,
put in Kitchen
okay,
instead of fucking
listen,
Corona.
You don't have to beat them up physically to beat them down.
You could though.
You can, but you don't have to literally physically beat them up to beat them up. If they're chasing the ball the entire the game in the center mid, which what they were doing in this last game.
But that wasn't what you were saying though. What you were saying is let's physically beat them up first.
How you
That's
gonna
why
tell me what
I
I'm not
questioned
saying?
your central mids when I said Kitchen should have been in there first.
Your best physicality overall that leads to
Should be
offense.
Kitchen in that central midfield,
leads
right?
to offense.
They were giving your lineup, bro, not like
that leads to offense. That leads to offense.
I don't know how they don't murder
your lineup.
They're going to fight each other. It's going to be awesome.
So your best physical lineup in the middle that leads to offense is Corona, Legit, and Jonah in the middle.
So peep this. He's
My
holding
score,
again.
My score, by the way, to that
Oh, go for it.
is a 4-2 or a 4-3, depending how much LAFC is demoralized.
We win.
Yes.
Better.
You're holding out again.
No,
What do you
I'm
say?
thinking. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, but I see you.
There's a few points in there. Because I don't have
Go
my
for it. Yeah,
headphones
go
anymore.
for it.
One thing I see is that LAFC, they have to come out and be dogs. They have to. It's not in them, but they have to. They have to press. They have to play the best way possible they know how. And the only way they're gonna do that is going forward. They're not physical in the middle. They lost.
Get
they
that dollar
lost
again.
Phil Haber last year, which was the only physical player in the middle. In the middle, they have who?
He actually earned it.
Michael K. They have Blessing kind of in and out. Blessing got rocked. he got
Bless him.
He got flown.
Bless him.
That boy got nightmares from like 4 players in one game alone.
Right.
So he's psychologically, he's not gonna be in this game if he gets touched and played with. If you take this team that's used to dominating games, outscoring opponents, leading in goal differential, and you come out and you make them chase the ball the way they did last game, at home for the first 10, 20 minutes, they're gonna sit back and be like, "What the fuck is going on?" It's not a fluke.
Really quick, and I don't mean to cut anyone off. I just gotta.
I want LA Galaxy to demoralize this guy.
Right. Cut off.
Sorry.
I think you got cut off.
Yeah, I did. Insider info. I just got a quick text. Romney
Breaking news.
It's not starting tomorrow.
Shelvick.
Like.
Well, you know it's not Romney.
Shelvick is most likely, obviously, but you know it's not Romney.
It just makes more sense.
After the comment Shelvick made, he better be starting. You know.
More to my point of staying physical in the middle.
Why not?
Forward.
There's
I don't.
Shelvick.
You don't know.
I just wanted to share the news. I just wanted to share the news.
No. Angel, saying that, to your point, why wouldn't you put Shelvick in the center back and put Polenta on the left? To his point.
Because
Wait, Dave.
Because GBS has not put Shelvick at center back.
Who has the most?
Wait.
But we played that against LAFC.
All right, relax. Dave, go ahead.
Here's a quick and like really straightforward answer. GBS hasn't played Shelvick at center back the entire year. That's why.
Mike
number 1 hasn't played Shelvick center back the entire year.
Oh yeah.
That's his point. Yeah.
It's totally different. And my point regarding Shelvick at center back is like, it's not to say that that's what we should do. It's a potential option that could be considered.
And to that, Shelvick, GBS has never played Leggett in the midfield with Jonah up until this year too.
That's an absolute. That is an absolute.
You mean when Corona came in and he was playing right next to him?
Before Jonah.
Wait, Leggett and Jonathan?
Yeah, he was playing
before
Corona.
He was in front of him. He was in front of him.
They were still.
He was playing in Fabio's role.
Okay, when Corona came in.
You mean specifically?
Yes.
Bro.
When Corona.
Not in the center.
No, not next to him. He was playing in front of him. And then when Fabio did that.
When Corona came in. The thing we liked the most, and we talked about it, was that Corona and Legit interchanged.
We're able to.
Field.
They were able to enter 100. And what did we give Legit shit about that he couldn't push forward because of that?
That's a world class team you're talking about now. Because if you really look at teams like Madrid, Madrid plays with 3.
We're talking about the LA Galaxy.
Okay, but what I'm saying is
it's the mindset,
the mindset, the mentality, the strategy.
Chappelle wrap it up like.
They have one defensive center mid, and their left and right switch in and out.
There's no way that we're gonna compare this mindset to a Madrid mindset.
Okay, but the thing is, we've never played.
In 2014,
it's more important.
There's no way that you can say that there's a Madrid mindset here. There's no way. There's no way that you listen.
Yeah, you're
right.
There's no way.
Chat. We have a live chat.
Yes, you may.
There's a couple things about your lineup and the tactics around it that kind of concern me. Where I worry about the physicality is to Michelle's earlier point. Alan Chapman is going to be the referee.
Thank you.
There is a degree to which the Galaxy, especially the Galaxy, are going to be able to play on national television against.
Referee of the year last year.
Of course, that doesn't make him good.
Yeah,
it's referee of the year in Major League Soccer.
Make him bad.
You came in second for referee of the year. Like it's relatively easy to do okay at it. But it's to a degree, it's going to be hard to maintain a certain level of physicality away to LAFC with Alan Chapman as the referee. Yes. Given that Carlos Vela is recorded as the most, quote-unquote, fouled player in Major League Soccer. A couple things I'm going to hit on at once. Where I'm concerned about your ideology, which is more concerning to me. The best thing we can do as an organization, and the best thing, in my humble opinion, that we can do as a team and building a lineup, and it's hard, and I get that it's hard and it's work. We're playing the Columbus Crew. We're playing the New England Revolution. We're playing Real Salt Lake. For the Galaxy, it has to be just a game. It can't be about teaching them a lesson. Because if we just win, we teach them every lesson we've ever dreamed of teaching them. If we win, what can they ever say? What could they ever say? They waited, if you go back to Chivas USA, they waited 8 years for a win and couldn't manage to do it. And they did it when they were broke, and they did it when they were rich. And they failed every single fucking time. And that's if we sneak out with 1-0, without a single foul, without a single broken up pass. All we have to do as a team is win. And we accomplish every goal. If we go in and we play them like we're playing El Tráfico, if we play as if we understand that if they lose, it's all fucking over and it's catastrophe, we're gonna get smoked. We're gonna get smoked. It's important. It's very important. And I want them to know that it's important. I want the players to know it's important. I want the coaching staff to know it's important. But the moment the whistle gets blown, we got to play the exact way we played against Seattle.
Yes.
Sans a red card. We got to play the exact way we played against Seattle.
Agreed.
Like the mentality for
100%.
us has to be, who are you? You're another 3 points in my way towards the playoffs.
Yes.
That's the way we got to play, because we know they're going to play like it's the end of the fucking world. If they manage to not win, it's the end of the world. So if our coach tactically can say, look, I gotta keep my microphone next to him, sorry. If our coach tactically can say, hey, this is what they're gonna do. We know what they're gonna do because we've studied not only how they play everyone else, but sure as shit how they play us. If we can maintain and keep cool, calm heads, we got this.
Zero Cool Tucker.
But we got it. If we can maintain our focus and play them the way we played Seattle. Played them the way we played. I mean, in all honesty, we did everything we needed to do at the first game this season. Yeah. When they were by far, we were a dumpster fire. We were a fucking disaster.
Yo, Galaxy signed this man. He's
we were disaster.
Motivational speaker.
And as a disaster, not only did we beat them, we crushed them.
Quick question. Did you guys hear his
That's passion, bro.
You know what? I feel like I was gonna play tomorrow, and he hyped me up. I'm going to the stadium right now, and I'm warming up for this fucking game.
Remember, fuck you, Brian! Remember that? Okay, remember that, right? So, if you guys haven't done so yet, go listen to after the very first El Tráfico, which was last year.
Episode 74.
Whatever, there you go.
I don't
go listen to that.
Yeah.
Like, I got so wet.
Yeah.
I was dripping.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful. Shout out producer Ben, the way that he set it up with the music.
Producer Ben, say something. Say something, producer Ben.
Dope notch.
Arms gave it up.
Dope notch. And I was like, yes, preach, Tucker.
Hype out your man.
And when he said, they waited for 3 fucking years. Yes. I was like, preach, Tucker, preach.
They waited for 5 years.
3, 5, whatever it was. Whatever. Point is,
well, you know, come on, 5. You know the number 5. It's the most years we've gone without winning an MLS.
Episode 74, right? 74. But episode 74, go peep that. Guaranteed.
The best
podcast, guaranteed.
The best thing we can do is to play our game and keep calm heads. We keep calm heads, we got it. We keep calm heads, it's done.
Drop the fucking mic.
If it becomes,
hey, drop the mic.
If ever there was a year, we should. But if ever there was a year, we shouldn't. The fans, have your fun, engage, do what you do. Believe me, not only does the city need it, the league needs it. Because Seattle and Portland ain't nothing close to the Galaxy and the LAFC already. But for us, as an organization, it's got to be just a game where you go about your business. Yes. That you analyze a left back, a center back, a right back, midfielders, wingers, and forwards. As a club, it's got to be just a game where you play just the opponents. In the 89th minute, if you're up by 4, let it be El Tráfico.
Yes.
But every fucking second before the final whistle, brothers and sisters, I tell you, every second before the final whistle,
Tucker 2020.
Give this man a shot. Hold on. Here's your beer. Open your beer. Look at that. God damn.
Hey, I hope Chewy put the music in the background the way that producer Brenda.
I'll be at the Stank of California in the toilet.
Yeah, we will be.
I'm sitting next to him.
You got another team. Producer Ben, you have to say something.
I'll try to find one.
At Zero Cool 138, man. That's what I was saying. RiotSquadcast.com.
You got excited.
Hell yeah.
Episode 74, peep that out.
Holy shit. What the fuck
Replay
is that?
value.
Listen, how do you follow up to that?
Don't follow me.
You
Follow
don't.
at AFJAES on Twitter. They do a non-profit out of, I want to say.
Yes. Let's give him a round of applause.
Don't follow. If you want to follow me, that's cool. Just also follow them and
for the record,
And he also said follow Jeremy.
For the record, Zero Cool Tucker has over 1,000 followers.
Yeah, do it again.
yes, sorry. I don't know how to pronounce it. Does somebody want to hit it for me? AFJAES. So it's at AFJAES. They're a 501c3 nonprofit. They are, let's see, U.S.-based nonprofit for youth football, an academy in El Salvador. They recycle soccer gear in the United States for good. They have a new moderator, which is an important, and you can get them at Instagram at AFJA.es.
Also, say Liberty 96.
Is it one more time?
Liberty 96.
I can't say it the first
He said Jan defeated 7.
Oh, yeah, definitely do that. I can't pronounce it. He rolled an R, and I can't do that.
Hey, there it is.
Mr. Tucker, where can we find you guys this podcast?
Yeah.
Sir.
Large news.
This is large news. This is.
Hold on.
You know what? I'll let Ben do this. It's way smoother.
Ben, go ahead.
Post Jamie's articles, Jamie Bacon's articles.
Go ahead, Ben.
You can find our show on any
We'll
of
do it
your
with everybody
podcasts.
else. We'll do it with everybody else. It's good. We're not done.
We're not there yet.
We're not quite at the social. We're gonna do a social
After this,
roundup.
you have to plug this.
It's just
At Riot Squadcast on Twitter.
Yeah, Riot Squadcast.
It's basically an open floor to everybody. Like final thoughts.
No, don't follow. Follow at Samoa Bob.
Yeah, follow at
Follow and bother Andrew. That's what I'd rather do.
Andrew's hilarious.
Capo Supremo.
I love it.
Final thoughts.
Hey, Angel. I've
known that kid since he was 12 years old.
Or if you want to do final thoughts,
We were both 12. It wasn't like a creepy thing.
You guys go once around the room with them.
Why'd you follow me? It was a 12-year-old.
So hey, real quick.
Let's go.
So we'll go final thoughts, and then you tell everyone what they can find you. So for me, it's like if you're going to the stadium, have fun.
No fucking fighting.
Listen, were you there last year?
Hey, this is my
We didn't start no fight.
So final thoughts. If you're going to the stadium, have fun, but be careful. They're a special breed. Believe me.
The security is a
Defend
special
yourselves.
Yeah. No, I mean if you have to defend yourself.
Yeah.
If you're taking a scarf.
Or a cooler.
Hold it tight. Or a cooler. Yeah. Throw them wherever. Just don't be stupid, man.
Yeah.
Don't get yourself in the mood.
Listen, to that, know what you're there to support.
Yeah.
You're not there to support yourself. You're not the Galaxy. Show your fucking pride. Use your voice. Wear white. It's simple. It's simple.
There you go.
I'm wearing blue, so I don't care.
And Angel, don't get intoxicated before the bus trip.
I can't confirm that he's going to be intoxicated until
Everybody tomorrow, take Lyft and Uber, please and thank
Or use the
you.
buses.
Don't drink and drive.
Dave, I want to hear your final thoughts.
Don't take the metro.
At Jan
At JD undefeated 7 for sure. That's my final thought. I mean, with all the stuff that's been said tonight and all the stuff that's been not heard because everybody's, all over the place tonight. I think the ultimate thing is here's a bunch of Galaxy content creators who really we should be competing against each other. But we're far from it. Everybody wants to collaborate with each other. There's a big sense of togetherness, and even not at the table, including myself and my podcasting partners, and I'm here, and a bunch of the people that aren't here. Oh yeah, and a bunch of the people that aren't here. Like the sense of community that has grown over the last 2 or 3 years within the Galaxy sort of universe has been incredible. Like I've gotten to be a part of it. I've gotten to meet incredible people like you guys and a bunch of other people that we met at the stadium. So let's hold on to that. Let's ignore the stupidity that goes on. Let's try and be smart, be aware when you're at the stadium tomorrow, because believe me, it can be touch and go. Be smart. Don't be an asshole. Support your team. Let them know who we are. But don't
Shout
fight.
out to the people
Please don't
traveling.
fight tomorrow. Don't fight. Yeah.
You guys,
I'll be there.
Dave, right? You're
Yeah.
gonna be at
I'll
the
be there.
stadium.
I'll be there. I just got a new batch of stickers. So look for me, and I'm gonna pass them out.
Somebody has a line on a ticket. We have someone looking for a ticket.
Hit us up.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Hashtag LAGC.
We'll make sure it gets to the right home.
Right?
Who is it?
Twitter's where it's at. If you're not on Twitter, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
Well said, David. Thank you. Of course, we are supporting the same.
Well done, David. Yes.
And it's beautiful that
I'm gonna like.
Yeah, I remembered not too long ago something like this wouldn't have been possible. And I've certainly been around Major League Soccer and the Galaxy long enough to know where any podcast about the Galaxy wouldn't have been possible.
Listen, throw anything that you ever listen. If this table doesn't say that we all come together, I don't know what the fuck you guys are
come with anyone.
Yo, this table came together.
Yeah, I know. We have
we sang Michael Jackson tunes.
Hold on, wait. Before all this ends, I need to know: do you guys still hate each other?
What?
Was there beef?
Who?
There was beef.
Where are you gonna explain beef?
Who hates?
What beef?
Twitter beef.
Who are you pointing at though? They can't. The people
Michelle.
listening can't hear.
Oh, okay. So Michelle and George, they had Twitter beef.
We had Twitter beef? When?
But Twitter's not real.
When?
No, Twitter beef's not like Twitter.
Fine.
I don't even remember what for.
What's the Twitter beef?
That's not the point. Hey, give your final thoughts.
Fine. I just want to be a skater.
Final thoughts.
Fuck LAFC, we're winning.
Final thoughts. Hey, these are my final thoughts.
Well,
secret final thoughts.
Can I go after?
Just like Mel
Thanks for everybody coming.
I didn't give my final thought.
hey, clap. Everybody that stayed fucking with us. That was
This
tight.
was way better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate the opinions.
Thanks, Fat Angel.
The patience.
I appreciate the drinking.
I appreciate the people viewing.
Yes, thank you. Supporters,
Tomorrow, just come out and
listeners.
support your team. It doesn't matter if you go out in all white and red, white, and blue and old school colors.
Like
it
me?
doesn't matter. Show
No,
up.
red, white, and gold.
Show
I mean,
up.
blue, white, and gold. Sorry, too many drinks. Sorry. Got my Gatorade.
And win, lose, or draw, remember what you're there for. You're there for the team. You're not there to
There
talk
you go.
shit.
Yes, that's
You're
right.
not there to get in trouble. You're there to support your team and get a win.
Real quick.
Unless you're Angel. And with that being
Angels for
said,
himself.
with that being said, red, white, and blue till I die, and fuck LAFC. All right.
There you go. There you go.
Blue, white, and gold. You said red, white, and blue.
Blue, white, and gold till I die.
All right.
You said right.
Yeah, you did.
Angel.
Anyway, no, you know what? Real quick to Spanish point, like if you're gonna go out and support, yeah, he said wear white, but dude, if you don't feel safe to wear white,
Yeah.
that's fine. Go
That's
ahead.
fine.
Yeah, enjoy your team playing. You're not forced to wear white. Say something.
Okay, so my final thought.
Let me show give her final
My final thought, thank you, is just friends and fans and fam. Don't lose faith, okay? Like, I can't emphasize enough that down and out, you don't stop cheering, okay, supporters. I know it's hard and thank you, but like non-stop 90 minutes, go. We can come back from behind, especially against the LAFC. We've proved that. Never lose faith, even when we're down and out. That is all.
Your plug?
Yeah.
Your plug?
Everyone do your plug. Do your plug.
Everybody do your plugs.
Oh yes, at Simply Soccer __ for Twitter. I am at Hootink Michelle for Instagram.
Girl, you know you damn well you gotta spell that name.
HUTINK at MICHELLE. The reason I do that. Wait, the whole reason I do that. Thank you. The whole reason but people that kind of don't want to click. No offense, like they take their time, and if it's not like right in front of them, they just like don't go. But the reason I say that is because I don't see my numbers growing when I see all like 1,100 people like following it.
1,100 does,
Like
Chris Tucker?
1,200, whatever. I'm just saying.
That's like Chris Tucker, too.
940 when I could have 1,200. But anyways, so no, all I'm saying is like thank you for the people who follow, support, listen, and I know my name is unusual to spell, and even my students in the bank has trouble. Michelle Hootink. It's Dutch.
But legit. Let me make this easier for people. Let me make this easier for people to follow Michelle. Go follow Simply Soccer, and then just click on the people that like. I'm sure Michelle has her links in her bio. But also, I didn't get to do my plugs. We are LA's Our House. We do a podcast every Tuesday night, even though I know it messes with because they didn't show up. I know it messes with Riot Squadcasts schedule, but that's what works out for us. So we record every Tuesday night. We try to get the show up by Wednesday. We also do an MLS prediction show called Balls and Beers. If you think you can predict MLS and make money off of it, think again. Play our game. Anybody can play it. Next year's going to be interesting. This year's been a bitch. So go check out our show. Check out our podcast, our prediction show. LA's our house everywhere.
All right. Follow us on Straight from the Stands. This is SFTS_podcast. We are sponsored by
White Claw.
White Claw.
And
Cheesy.
White Claw.
And Cheesy.
Oh, and Cheesy, yeah. So we're sponsored by White Claw and Cheesy.
Follow me at J Undefeated 7.
Final thoughts first?
Follow me at LibertyF96 on Twitter, ADF3691 on Instagram.
Okay, final thoughts. Shout out Popeye's Chicken.
Final thoughts? Shout out Popeyes too.
There you go.
I still can't believe it's not butter.
Untapped market Popeyes.
I still can't believe it's not butter.
My name is Brian from News Across the Galaxy.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm about to get serious.
Thank you, Mike. But
Thank you, NAG News for thank you, NAG News for
One of the
hosting.
things that I want to say about this event
Okay.
is the fact that we are a united. We are a united front.
Watch out.
Yes.
Point a light.
Chris about to get a lifesaver. He about to smoke out of it, and it's so dope. You know what I mean? The fact that all of us get along and be here in this moment, it is the most beautiful thing. And support everybody that's here. Simply Soccer, Straight from the Stands, Rice Squadcast. It is our house.
Simple Soccer.
I said it.
All the viewers.
Yes, please.
J Undefeated 7.
Just know that from the bottom of my heart, you guys are the fucking shit, and I love you guys.
Hey, cheers, man. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Yo, sausage. Cheers. Hey, cheers, everybody.
Hey, thank you, Chewy, for putting all this together.
Thank you, Chewy, for putting all this
Thank you,
together.
Chewy.
And the lightsaber.
Big shout out to Chewy.
Benny's gonna
Big
go.
shout out to Chewy.
Preacher. Both go.
Living the dream.
We're getting there.
Let Ben go.
All right.
Yeah, let them.
Good night, Benny.
So you can follow our show on just about any social media. Just search Rise
Producer Man.
Squadcast. We are live every Tuesday night at 9:30 on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, just about any other socials. You can go to our website, riotSquadcast.com. Yes. Tucker, did I miss it? Oh, you can follow Ed at Ed the Zombie 13.
Hey.
He couldn't be here tonight because he's
Ed's
like
not here.
got a family commitment.
It's not here.
Oh, family.
Yeah.
Hey, to that. My bad. Sorry, Rudy and myself. Fuck you guys. You should have been
Oh,
here.
by the way,
Rudy's on PTO.
As a final thought, I just want to say Brian can still suck a dick.
Relax.
No.
Go ahead. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts, Brian can still suck a dick.
yeah, fuck you, Brian! Yeah.
Suck his lightsaber.
Ben, talk
Go
more
ahead, Chris.
First off, you can find me at ZeroCool138 on Twitter.
1,100 followers.
I'm on. Don't worry about that.
He's
I'm
famous.
also on Goodreads because I read
He's
fucking
famous.
books and shit. So
Hey,
like,
so am I.
educate yourself. We gotta become Goodreads friends.
He named his son Damon.
Also, they have comic books, so like you
Best
can
thing
look
ever.
like an adult without really being an adult. It works out really well for me.
That's why he's good speaker.
You watch porn?
It also has erotica is what it's called when it's written down.
50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
I do if I get the final
Go for it.
chat, I would like to send all Galaxy fans home with this. Sometimes it is, and it's something I struggle with as well, but sometimes it's hard to remember who and what you are.
Preach.
You are blessed. You are divine.
Preach.
You support the greatest team in all the world at an absolute minimum. The greatest team in this country has ever fucking seen.
On the low.
If the
stars.
Cosmos were so great, they wouldn't be reduced to a U-23 team.
We have Cosmo.
Always, always, always have an open heart for Chicago Fire fans and New England fans and Columbus fans. We all kind of agree. We're all kind of on the same page. But at the end of the day, remember who and what you are. Go forward with it. Let it shape and be your foundation. You are inherently good based simply on who the fuck you are. This is not, ignore I said it earlier today on Twitter, ignore the moral equivalency that seems to be happening between members of the press that equates Galaxy fans with LAFC fans because we're all bad, because Galaxy fans are mean on Twitter and LAFC fans draw a gun on a mother and their child. You are inherently better. So be better. Make better decisions.
Be
make
better
choices. Be smarter when you go away.
Don't look at me.
I'm not. No, nobody's judging.
I looked at you. I looked at you.
They did.
Be better means you.
Nobody's judging. But remember, be better. But remember, you are currently at war. And that doesn't mean go get physical with somebody or try to punch someone in the head. It means you have children.
Protect yourself.
You teach them properly. You teach them, this is where we come from, this is what we've done, this is where I've been, and this is why. I'm an LA Galaxy fan. If you're an old Larzer, you slept on a floor in a hotel waiting for a bus driver to get his sleep so that you can get back up and drive home after a loss, and then you bought a ticket to go away to San Jose the next fucking time. A lot of us have been on buses where the bus driver fucking fell asleep.
And crashed.
And crashed, yes.
And what happened? You bought a ticket next time.
Yep.
Because that's what it means to be a member of this club.
Yep.
Yes.
For every member of the front
community.
office that you disagree with, whether it's Klein, whether it's Vianis, whether it's Anschutz, whomever, they are not the Galaxy. They are not the club. They are stewards of your club. You dictate what this organization is. Be it the songs you sing, the games you protest, if it's necessary, the players you choose not to support, for whatever reason, whether they deserve it or not. You are the Galaxy. Your children are the Galaxy. Their children are the Galaxy. Because it's easy to follow a European team because they're 100 years old.
Thank you.
But as I said earlier, you are in the middle of creating your own history. Don't forget it. Because one day Major League Soccer will be 100 years old. One day Major League Soccer, if Trump hasn't fucking destroyed the world, will be 125 years old.
Yep.
And when they read about the players who really weren't all that great, but goddamn, their grandfather loved to watch Kobe Jones barnstorm up the right side. You're watching that shit now. Not necessarily Kobe, but you follow.
No, you said Kobe Jones. We're getting married tonight.
Yes, sir. Well,
that's all I need.
It's just a whole thing.
That.
But you're in the middle of creating your club's history. So every away game you choose to not go to because I just can't quite be fucking bothered. Well, you know what? I saw Edson Buttle score a hat trick against San Jose.
To that point,
I saw Robbie Keane lift the Western Conference Final trophy in 2012 against San Jose, and we lost, and it didn't matter. And it didn't matter. Because there's a Galaxy fan tomorrow who will discover the Galaxy tomorrow.
Yes.
And you don't shame them for not having been there.
Yes.
You bring them into the fold. You know why? Because next season will become another miraculous moment that they'll fucking be there for. And when they meet other people who are lapsed soccer fans or don't care at all, they will be able to say, I was there when Efrain scored a hat trick against LAFC. Wasn't it fucking beautiful? So,
Rudy just came on himself.
Yo, can we get this audio to the team?
Galaxy fans. We got it. It's not, but that's the team. The team are paid stewards of the club. The fans. Make your banners, make your signs, do what you got to do. Sing your fucking songs. Don't bitch and moan on Twitter that the supporters groups all need to merge while you sit in 109.
Yep.
You want a voice in what the ACB does? Join the ACB and run for president.
Let's
go, you'll get whatever voice you want.
Why are you encouraging people to run against me?
You know why? You know why I want people to run against you, Angel? Angel, I love you like a brother. You know why I want people to run against you? Because if they have a better idea than you, if they do.
They don't.
90% of the people do.
They're wrong, bro. Well, they're wrong. But if they do, and they push you to 96. Be better.
Yes, they do.
They push you to say, look, we're done looking at 122. I want 123. What the fuck do I got to do to get 124? What do I got to do to get 125? What do I got to do to get 5,000? If somebody challenges you for that position, and that's how you get 123, I support their bid every fucking day of the week. If someone wants to challenge Oso, who's the president of Lars, to say, hey, we're going to get Lars season ticket holders going from my beloved 138, which I will have my ashes spread at when I die, to the tunnel, fucking challenge them and go make that shit happen. Don't sit on the fucking sideline and wait for other people to dictate your club. It's yours.
You have a voice, use it.
Good night.
LA Galaxy.
Again, thank everyone for listening to the MEGAPOD. This has been the MEGAPOD. With News Across the Galaxy, straight from the stands, Ball Squadcast, and Simply Soccer. We out of here. Have a good night. We'll see you on Sunday.
We're out in 3.
Later.
Jan defeated 7.
Brian, suck a dick, bitch.
Jan defeated